Happy Monday, everybody. Ben and Woods, 97.3 The Fan. Thanks so much for being here with us this morning, 6 a.m. on Monday, February 2nd. So glad. January's behind us. February is off and running already. I'm Woodsy. That's Paul Reindl, executive producer of the program. Good morning, Paulie.
Hey, how are you?
Doing great. Ben Higgins, the chairman, sitting in with us this morning. How are you, my friend?
I'm good. I wanted to thank all the tier ones for making us feel like rock stars at FanFest. That was amazing, everybody. It was good to see just so many tier ones out there. Obviously, it was a really cool day on Saturday. Padres put on quite the show for everybody to get us excited about the season.
Yeah, I was so stoked to be able to bring my almost 8-year-old with me, and he got to watch Dad work for a while and sit in my lap, and got to meet the skipper, Craig Stammen, and Jason Adam and Mason Miller, and it was cool. We were walking in the car. He goes, "Dad, you must have taken like 1,000 pictures." And I go, "Yeah." I go, well, obviously, like, it makes you feel good inside. And when people come up to us, and again, I think my favorite compliment is, you guys just help me get the day started right. And I always like to tell people, you do the same for us. You absolutely do the same for us. And this is a family, man. Our audience, we do consider you guys family. It's just incredible, the amount of support that we get. Obviously, it doesn't look terrible for us either when our boss is there watching it all from behind, sucking down a big, giant helmet full of brisket fries or something. He's watching everyone come up and say how much we mean to them. And that looks good on us. So, thank you for doing that. And it just,
your checks are in the mail.
Yeah, your checks are in the mail. And but it just feels good. There's so much garbage out there right now, so much negativity. Like when somebody comes up and says, "I can't thank you enough for how much you guys put into your show," or how much you appreciate the tier ones, all of that stuff. It just makes you feel so good. And again, it makes us look great in front of the higher ups here. So yeah, man, it was a great day. The weather was spectacular. Those broadcasts are always a little difficult because we had just come off of doing 20 hours about the Padres, a lot of it. And you're like, we need something fresh to talk about here. Now, we didn't get anything fresh to talk about until after FanFest was over. Mm-hmm. And we'll talk about that ad nauseum today. There's so much to discuss here on Ben and Woods this morning. But did you guys have good weekends? What was the weekend like? It was a little bit, we had to work Saturday, but no big deal. You had to work yesterday, Benny.
I did, yeah. I went out and hosted the awards ceremony for Justin Rose on the 18th green at the Farmers Insurance Open. He just dominated. Again, beautiful weather out there. My parents came with me.
Nice.
And got to watch me do my thing on the 18th green. It's really a very read a script into a microphone, simple thing, but I always enjoyed doing it and helping out. And it was just a spectacular golf tournament, as it always is. They put on a really great show. And then I think after that, I had to run by Home Depot. We had a couple of do-it-yourself projects at the house that I felt like I needed to get done. So
some DIY action.
Yeah. So first of all, we have a toilet that was on the fritz, our downstairs toilet. The red flappy thing was not sealing in the tank. And I thought, I could call a plumber.
Foreskin.
It's going to be.
They call it in the business. They call it the foreskin.
I could call a plumber, but with their time and it's just going to be, over $100.
Wait, on what planet are you doing your own plumbing now?
So
that's what I thought.
Well, I mean, I'm not usually, but I thought I can replace this thing if I can just figure out the right one to get. And I went to Home Depot to the plumbing section and looked around for like 10 minutes and finally, I think this is the one. Universal flap, has a little chain on it. And then I had the porch light bulb was also out. So I went to the light bulb section. This is actually where I ran into the most problems. You'd think a light bulb for your front porch, pretty easy thing.
Oh, boy.
But then you walk into Home Depot's light bulb section, and nowadays, there's like 900 different light bulb choices. There's smart bulbs, dimming bulbs, colored bulbs, energy efficient. And I'm looking slack-jawed going, I just want a light bulb for my porch. It doesn't have to be Wi-Fi enabled.
Didn't you bring the one that you took out?
I didn't. It was just a light bulb. It's been in there for several years. I just thought, where's your normal light bulb? They could just go.
Or you could have taken a picture.
They all look like light bulbs. You can't take a picture of a light bulb. A light bulb's a light bulb, but then every light bulb is different.
Of a light bulb,
but they all look the same.
But no, you get
it's just a normal looking light bulb.
You get the model number and the whatever it is on there, and you walk in with a light bulb and say, "This is what I want. I want one of these."
I finally decided to get down on my hands and knees because the cheapest ones are always way at the bottom. And found one that was in just a plain brown packaging.
Yeah.
It was like $7 for 4 of them. And I go,
I'll take these.
That's what I'm going for.
Save him saying I get down on my knees to the bottom. Whatever it was great. So you got that done.
I did.
All right.
And I successfully replaced the flappy thing.
The toilet foreskin.
It's now working again.
So you had to jam your hands down into the toilet water.
Well, into the tank.
Right. Which is located on the back of the toilet.
Right.
So toilet water.
It's not really toilet water until it goes into the bowl.
No.
When it's in the tank, it's basically like a sink. It's
really?
A porcelain.
It's a sink. All right.
It's a sink at the top. And then when you flush, then it goes down into the bowl. But when it's at the top, it doesn't mix.
I feel like it's all recycled.
The top never mixes with the bottom. The top is fine. You can stick your hands down into the water in the top.
And then just carry on with your day.
Well, yeah. I mean, rinse them off. But the top is not dirty. It's just the bottom that's dirty.
Why is when you open the lid, why does it look disgusting in there if the water's not dirty?
You're not cleaning it. Well, your sink would also look disgusting if you never cleaned it.
It's fine. Tonight, I'd like you to brush your teeth out of the back of the toilet. Dip your thing in, brush, and then go on with your day. It's toilet water at the end of the day because it's toilet adjacent, so it makes it toilet water.
But I don't think there's any intermingling between the top and the bottom. It's gravity.
I think
gravity at the top. It can't go up. It can only go down. That's the design of the toilet, right?
I think Ben is technically accurate.
Right.
But forgive me if I'm not gonna wash my face or brush my teeth with that water.
A big ladle of that water.
Yeah, just if you put it right over your face.
Now if you put one of those the
little
cleaning balls in it or something, you wouldn't want to brush your teeth with it. But if you're just taking the water that is coming straight from outside the house and is pouring in there and rinsed your toothbrush on it, would be no different than water that's coming out of your sink.
Totally.
It's the same.
I don't believe you. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't recommend it to our audience out there either for doing that. But listen, you are a different breed of human being, and I know that. So I'm curious as to what your take is going to be on what happened to me on Friday, because I got home. I was home. The kids were home, and we didn't have any plans. It was great. We went down to Las Olas. We had some dinner. We went to the beach. But before that, kind of in the afternoon, I got some snacks out, like some carrot sticks, some snap peas, and I had just bought a fresh bottle of ranch dressing. Fresh. I got it. So it was Friday. I bought it on Thursday. So I got it home. I took it out. I was making the kids a little snack, pull a little ramekin of ranch in there. And I'm diving in myself, having a ball, carrot sticks, snap peas, broccoli, whatever. And I'm going to town, and the kids are going to town on it. My wife from the counter goes, this is expired, right? And I go, what? No, it's not. I literally bought it yesterday. I bought it yesterday. She goes, November 25. And I go, it's late January 26.
November 25th, 2026?
No.
Or November 2025?
November 25.
Ooh.
Right. So I go, this can't be. I go, I bought this yesterday. I just took the wrapping off of it today.
Occasionally the stores get a little bit
That's what I was going to ask you
about removing expired products from the shelf.
So I actually got it out of, there's different sections for dressing because of course
right.
There's the refrigerated dressing.
Yes.
And then there's the shelf dressing.
Like hot
on the other side of the store.
Hot French dressing, hot Thousand Island. Yeah.
Room temperature.
Hot
Russian dressing.
Hot Russian dressing.
I tend to avoid.
I do too.
The room temperature.
So
dressing.
That's why I went to the fancy refrigerated dressing section.
Bob's.
And I got
the refrigerated dressing.
It's actually a brand called
for fancy people like you and me.
It was a brand called Marie.
There we go. Very good. Yeah.
Well, and it tasted fantastic, but it was 3 months expired.
Ooh.
Now, again, I didn't feel any ill effects, but I looked at Hannah. I go, hold on. I go, I bought this yesterday. Aren't they supposed to cycle out the right?
Of course, yes.
Now would you being you, you're the one that I'm fascinated by. There's a couple of different things that you could have done. Number one, I thought you're the first person I thought of. I go, would he just keep it and just because I poured it all out. I mean, I threw it away and then I poured out the ramekins. No, don't eat it anymore. Right? Not that, there's cyanide in it, but still, it's 3 months expired. It's ranch, it's dairy. I was like, get rid of this. So I threw it all away. Hannah goes, why don't you take it back? I go, on no planet am I about to drive down to Vaughn's to walk into I got this yesterday. No, I don't have my receipt.
You absolutely would be within your rights. Even without a receipt, they would probably instantly apologize, be mortified, and replace it for you with one that hopefully is fresh.
Well, so when you guys go to the store, is there anything that you grab off the shelves or out of the fridges and be like, let me check the extra? Like, I just grab. I trust.
I go to every time I go to the store. If I'm buying dairy, I always check the dates on the dairy, the eggs, and I will actually usually reach toward the back bread to find the ones that have the longer dates on them, because
some will expire in like 2 days.
Yeah,
and you're like, I need more time.
They're going to put the ones in front that are closest to expiring, and
so
you're going to like, I don't want to buy
bid.
one that's. So I look at the dates and try to get one that's, a week or a month later, or whatever, so it's going to last longer in my fridge once I get it home.
Well, everybody knows the grab the back milk bit, right?
Sure.
Like everybody knows that bit.
You got to look at the dates.
Do you think that they now go? It's like a big game of chess. They're like, hey,
so let's put
the expired stuff in the
new
back.
ones in the front, put the older ones in the back, so people reach to the back.
See.
Let's just see. Listen,
some guys are in the back laughing.
Did you know that the when it comes to bread, the color of the plastic, not the twist type, but that little plastic thing that seals it, indicates like the day of the week in which the bread comes to the stores.
Did not know that.
Is baked as well. I don't know the color coding, but I've been told that that's part of their system as well.
I guess I'm just too naive and too trusting.
Purple says, I go through milks like a Rolodex, checking dates. Yeah, I do that as well.
I am too trusting. I go in, I see what I want, I assumed, and I guess you should never assume. It makes an ass out of you and me. I assumed that they had some sort of expiration date Gestapo, like walking through there. Like,
well, they usually do, because then they'll put that sticker that's like 50% off. But then
that's when I got to eat this today.
Going to expire in the next 14 hours.
Yeah.
So if I'm not eating this tonight, don't buy it.
That table in the front, you're like, should I? These kids won't know the difference. Like, they're not going to see this 50%.
As long as the rest of your family doesn't see that sticker, they won't know that you have saved a bundle. You're eating it tonight anyway, so just get it now, serve it to everybody, and then be done with it.
All right, let me ask. So
it's like go on like February 19th, you'll see expiring Valentine's Day cookies.
Oh, yeah.
50% off.
Well, no, if it's already passed, they can't sell it. But those ones that they're 50% off are like, you go in today, it's going to be February 3rd. It's going to expire tomorrow. So they're getting ready to as soon as possible. But they should never sell you something that's already expired. Now, that's also a Best By date. You're not necessarily going to get sick or die if you eat something a day or two after it, quote unquote,
what about 3 months
expires. That is dicey. For ranch dressing,
how you feeling?
That's about as dicey as I've ever seen at a supermarket, to have a ranch dressing, a dairy product that has been on the shelf for 3 months expired. That's pretty crazy.
It just slipped through the cracks, man. Marie's, it just slipped through the cracks. And let me ask you guys, you would have done what I did and just tossed it, right? Yes. Would you have considered running down to Vaughn's and being like, I want my... by the way, it was like $7.99.
If I had any reason to go to Vaughn's, back out of my car and go anywhere near Vaughn's, now I live 1 minute from Vaughn's.
I ratted out Vaughn's. I'm sorry. I love Vaughn's. I do. You didn't lose me as a customer.
Albertsons,
I love you guys.
Safeway, Kroger, Food for Less. Who knows? Could be any of them.
I love it. It was Vaughn's, but I'm sorry. I didn't mean to call you guys
I would
out.
absolutely have no problem telling them. I mean, I wouldn't be mad at them.
No,
I'd
I wasn't mad. I was just like,
there's 9 million products in there.
Yes.
Obviously,
Right.
there are things that are going to fall through the cracks. Even with the most diligent staff, is not going to catch every single thing.
SD Jones, I'm the queen of throwing out food the day it expires. My husband hates it. You and I would be a perfect match because Mrs. Woods, we've gone to the thing. And I'm like, this soy sauce is from 1997. What is this doing? I've had some. I pulled some.
It ferments. It gets even better, right?
The funny thing you say that. The last turkey meatloaf I made, the one thing you have to have in it, you have to have Worcestershire. So Worcestershire,
right?
You have to have it. Like you can't have it without it.
Lee and Perrins.
Lee and
is there any other brand? Is there any other brand
man.
that's got to come in that paper wrapping?
Bro, I'll drink it out of the bottle. So I go to make it, and I'm like, and I pull it out, and I'm like, all right, this is like 2 years old. So I take it out, smell it.
It's supposed to smell a little funky to begin with.
A little funky.
It makes it hard to kind of judge whether it's bad or not.
I put a little on my finger, and I went, it tastes a little like battery acid. I go, all right, I still get the sense that it's. So I shook it up really good.
Yeah, that helps.
Added it to it, and I was like, but I remembered the next time you go, get a fresh bottle. So I did. But the 2 meatloafs ago, it was like 2 years old, dude. It tasted, it was all tart and like burned my tongue. All right, this probably isn't good. So yeah, that's what I did. That's what I did. I'm not rich, TiVo 247. I'm not rich, but I will spend money for things that I like. And I wanted a good ranch dressing, and I thought I got one in Marie's. And frankly, like
I agree with you. And I don't like ranch, but I like blue cheese.
Yeah.
But the ones that are shelf stable scare me a little bit.
the hot ones.
Yeah.
Hot French dressing. Well, it's just weird. They have there are certain juices that are refrigerated, but then you go and you're like,
there's
wait
also
a minute.
apple juice doesn't need to be refrigerated, apparently.
Right. Yeah, exactly. But this one does. Oh, what else is there? There's a couple of things that make no sense that I see. I'm like,
that are dry.
I'm like, why is that on the shelf? That needs to be like mayo. I'm like, you need to be in the fridge.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Not until it opens. Refrigerate after opening is what it always says.
Well, I was fascinated by it, and I'm glad to know that even you would have been like, all right, I can't do 90-day expired ranch dressing.
Nor should anyone, honestly.
I know. But man, we had such a great week and went down to the beach on Friday, which we never do. Never.
A lot of people were at the beach as I was driving to Torrey. I mean, people in the water, people walking along the beach. It was crowded. The weather's been just spectacular.
God, it was just beautiful. They're playing football with my boys out in the sand. Sunset was spectacular. Dinner at Las Olas. It was perfect. It was a perfect Friday night. And then Saturday, we did Fan Fest. And so as soon as we left Fan Fest, I want to run this by you guys. Left Fan Fest, and we had to kind of haul ass down to Solana Beach. Bo had a basketball game. Taylor had played his game. They won. He got 8 points. Kid has averaged he's averaging like 8 a game. It's crazy. So Bo gets going, and the team they're playing, I would say every kid was 6 inches taller than Bo's tallest kid. So they were tall. They had size. Bo grinded so hard, they ended up losing. But I'm telling you, we talked before about some of the things that you see as a parent when you're watching your kids play sports that make you sick to your stomach. Like, I'm so nervous I don't get nervous when he's playing soccer, really. I don't get nervous when he's playing basketball, really. And then something happened in the basketball game that made me so sick to my stomach. I remember the first time I ever watched him pitch a game. And I almost died. I mean, I was just looking at the ground again, like I'm watching Michael King against the Dodgers. Like, please, God, get through this. He had 3 steals and fast break layups, and he made them all. The fast break layup, I was like, this sucks. Don't look. I mean, he banked them in, too. It was not like a beautiful executed layup, but he made all 3. And I go, I put that now second in things that make me nervous watching as a parent. Like, I would imagine if your kid was into golf, if my son was into golf and played competitive tournaments, I couldn't watch him play, I don't think. 3-foot putt to win a hole. I don't think I could. I don't think I could
it
watch him
stressed
play.
my dad out to watch me play.
Oh,
golf.
I bet.
He just couldn't do it at some point.
But it was crazy, like crazy anxiety watching him on the fast break.
Have you ever watched an Aztecs game? They have a 1-on-0 fast break, and they've missed the dunk about 40% of the time.
40% of the time, yeah.
And they must lead the nation in missed wide open dunks on fast breaks. And yes, I'm talking to you, Miles Bird.
I'm telling you, like it was right up there next to watching him pitch. Was watching him on the fast break, and thank God he made them all. But I mean,
That's impressive at that age.
It really was.
That's
dude.
really impressive.
Really
at that
Wait a
age.
couple years, and then he gets fouled, and he's at the free throw line with a couple seconds left. Needs to clutch it up and win a game or tie a game.
It was awesome.
Basketball's tough to keep competitive because my nephew is playing basketball now.
Hold on real quick. Cole says, I have PTSD for missing a fast break layup in middle school.
Stays with you, doesn't it?
Dude, 100%. You're like, no one's around me. This is not normal.
So my nephew, my sister, I do have a sister.
You do have a sister.
Her youngest son. I think he's 8 as well. He's always been an abnormally large child. Just big and tough, and he's just like head and shoulders taller than everybody else in his class. But they play basketball by age. So in his last game, he scored 26 of their 30 points in the game because they can't do anything about him. He's just so much bigger than the rest of them, and he's tough. I mean,
little Jokic out there,
yeah,
right?
like when we go on vacation in the summer and we're all together in the pool, like my brother and I are scared of our nephew, our 8-year-old nephew, because he is a bruiser.
8 years old.
He's a bruiser. And you just like, I don't think I can play with you anymore, Dax, because you are just strong.
Tough.
He's a strong, tough
26
kid.
points at 8
He'll, like,
years old is crazy.
He'll like grab
dude.
me at 50 and like dunk my head in the pool and hold me under. I was like, I don't want to
Hold you by your legs
anymore.
and shake you for your lunch money.
You're getting shoved in a locker by an 8-year-old. I get it, man. My 5-year-old shoves me in a locker almost daily, like the metaphorical locker and like literal lockers, man. That's so good. 26 points.
26 of their 30 in the game.
That's crazy.
And the other parents on the other teams.
I don't know how anyone feels about that. Is that a good thing or
Nothing
a
they
bad
can do.
thing? It's just nothing. I mean, he's just doing. I mean, he's playing well. He's doing the right thing.
Tough Jake. It's my PTSD basketball stories. Getting the tip off and doing the layup into the opposing basket.
Okay.
Going the wrong way.
My best friend did that in like high school. It wasn't me, thank God. We won the tip off, and he took off the other way and laid it up, and he stood there like that was not. That's how you start a game, and we're dying.
You're down.
I'm
2-0.
on the court, bro. I'm pointing and laughing at him. We're down 2-0, and he stands there, and he looks up at the rim, and he just goes, "Oh no!" He's the best player on our team too.
That's
like you couldn't even be
incredible.
mad, but you were like, "Dude, what are you doing?"
Taylor won the tip, the jump ball, gets it, passes it right to the other team, and then you see him go, "Oh!" It's like the greatest thing of all time. I love it so much. Oh man, that was great. All right, let's get cranked up on a Monday.
On a Monday, we'll
Crank your hog with
we'll
us.
take our first time out. We'll come back. We'll
Crank
set the
your
menu for a
groundhog.
busy Monday show. We got a lot to talk about, including a ton of Padres news that came out during FanFest. Again, all of it after our show. So we've got plenty to react to with the tier ones. We'll get started on all of that. Coming up next, get our first check of traffic with Kelly Danick. Glad to have you with us. New week, Monday morning with Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
He just, oh, here, I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Not that now.
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
It's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee
It's going to in a second.
right here.
Oh, that is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
He just, oh, here, I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Not that now.
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
It's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee
It's going to in a second.
right here.
Oh, that is not pleasant.
Hey, player.
Busy Monday show coming up here on Ben and Woods. We'll start with some baseball talk between now and the top of the hour. Then we'll get into the Aztecs' tough loss while we were at FanFest. Blew a couple of leads at Utah State. Real missed opportunity to put some separation between themselves and the rest of the Mountain West. And now they're in a free-for-all in a very competitive conference with another game tomorrow night. So we'll talk some college hoops, have our regular features like Don't Do This, Take on Woods, our Reindl Report. Plus, Craig Elsten will join us at 7:35 on our David P. Shapiro fan hotline. David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. Craig can talk about Padres, obviously, but we also have our first SDFC game of the season tomorrow night at Snapdragon Stadium at 8 o'clock against Pumas from the Mexican League. First game of the CONCACAF Champions Cup, first real game of 2026 ahead of the MLS opener later this month. But we're in February now. We got new prizes, including a new prize, a weekly prize this week for Take on Woods. We'll tell you about that coming up. But we also have SDSU basketball tickets to give away, and we are going to be giving away tickets to Padres spring training in Peoria.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
we'll be
That
out
time of
there.
year.
We'll be out there February 23rd, 24th, and 25th, broadcasting live from the back patio at the Peoria Sports Complex. Always look forward to our visits. Maybe some tier ones will be out during that week, but if you're going any of the weeks, you get an opportunity to win some tickets from us, I think all week long here, Paulie?
Yes, all
Okay.
week long from us, and then
Next
middays
week.
next week, afternoons week after that, and then I think one more week, the week we're out at spring training, actually, with us. And then you also will qualify. You win your 4 Padres spring training tickets,
Right.
and you qualify for a grand prize, which is tickets to a Padres Giants game,
A
Nice.
regular season game.
regular season
Cool.
game, like April. Like
Yeah,
that
and these
first-
are just the tickets.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you want to go drive yourself out to spring training, I don't think it's the full package, but it's nice to have the tickets. A lot of
Yep.
people are going anyway. Might as well try to win some tickets from Ben and Woods. So
tickets are more expensive than they used to be.
plenty
That
to
helps.
get to. Before we get into all the details from Padres Fan Fest, though, some of the things that AJ Preller said, Craig Stammen revealed some things about the team. We heard from Fernando Tatis Jr. There were a couple of big moves in that affect or at least impact the Padres in Major League Baseball over the weekend, starting right after our Fan Fest show on Saturday with Luis Arraez agreeing to a 1-year, $12 million contract with the San Francisco Giants. So Luis Arraez now officially a former Padre, but will stay in the NL West, and we'll get to see a lot of him this season as he mans second base, they say, for the San Francisco Giants.
That was very important to allegedly to Luis Arraez, that he had a couple of offers, I guess, and teams that were looking at him, but wanted to find a team that would let him play second base exclusively. And they're going to give him that opportunity. And okay, like, it was fascinating to watch in real time. Every argument, every battle on Twitter shift from here north to the Bay Area. And in real time, it was like, because legitimately,
It's like, how is he going to be used?
Well, no,
Why
like,
did we spend this money?
no, it was like earlier in the day, Ben mentioned too, I wouldn't be surprised if Luis Arraez ended up back here on a
Right.
1-year deal, right? So Ben mentions that at FanFest. People start talking about that. They never really stopped because he was one of the, last 100 free agents that hadn't signed yet. And so, was he a good fit here? No, we don't want him back. Oh, we do want him back. Oh, the batting average is great. Oh, he never strikes
the
out.
price is right.
At the price.
maybe.
So then
Yeah.
you see it after he signs, it just matriculate north. And then the Giants fans are now at each other's throats about Luis Arraez, just like we've been for the last couple of seasons here. 2.5 seasons with Luis Arraez here.
I mean, I'll just come out and say it. I think it's a bad deal by the San Francisco Giants and Buster Posey. I think it's a mistake. Now, again, I think there is a spot for Luis Arraez in Major League Baseball. There could have been a spot with him here on the San Diego Padres, but it's as a guy that you're not relying on to play second base every day. He's not a good second baseman. The last time he played second base regularly during the season, he finished with negative 14 outs above average. He was a bad defensive
Was that with
second
Miami,
baseman.
Minnesota? When was that? It was a while ago.
It was a while
an
ago.
everyday
It
second
was a while
baseman.
ago because once he came to San Diego, they realized we can't have him out there at second base. They started the transition to move him to first base, where you can debate internal metrics versus actual metrics if he was an okay first baseman. I know one thing at first base, though. He's not tall enough to play first base, effectively in Major League Baseball. So defensively, he's never going to be a strong suit. Speed, base running, not a strong suit. Obviously, on base percentage is really kind of average or below average. Is obviously hitting and contact or elite, off the scale good, but is that worth $12 million and letting him play second base every day? I think the Giants got worse by signing Luis Arraez to a
he's a three-time batting
deal.
champion, though.
I saw it all. The same arguments. I saw the exact same arguments back and forth. Giants fans, some of them elated, and then it's just a player that when he got here, he had heard good things from his former manager. Said, you guys are going to love him. And he was right. We did. We absolutely loved him. I'll never forget his first game as a San Diego Padre, man. Walked off the Dodgers, right? Like, unbelievable. The energy he brought, the human being he is, all that stuff is important. And I fell in love with Luis Arraez. I really did. And I told you guys, and you guys were there last year, about a year ago this time. I said, I'm so nervous to interview Luis Arraez. I'm like starstruck. And man, last season was just a really, really tough watch. And, Bill just said, oh, he's going to hit in Oracle Park, triples alley, spraying the ball around. Look, teams got the book out on Luis Arraez late in the season, and you started to watch that left fielder just creep in about 30 feet behind shortstop, 30 feet, just standing there, daring Luis Arraez to go the other way over my head. I'll give it to you. If you get me, you can have it. Bro, whoop, lazy fly out, whoop, lazy fly out to left. Those pitches down and away, flips it out there, and whereas maybe a few years ago that pitch was falling, they weren't on it.
How many fly ball foul territory outs did he have last year where you're trying to go that opposite way and it's just he's just flipping it right between like third base and the left fielder.
They just started moving the left fielder in to play essentially what looks like rover on your Tuesday night softball team. He's just roving out in left field. Now, scary, man. If he does put a charge on, he's going to get a double, maybe a triple, but man, the base running was wheels off. The lack of discipline, I think, from Luis Arraez was frustrating at times. The want to sacrifice bunt. We asked Mike Schilt that, and he said Luis on his own. He makes his own decisions. Okay, he's earned that. The early sacrifice bunts in the first inning last year in the 2-hole, he was the worst. Again, this is not an opinion. He was the worst 2-hole hitter in baseball last year. That's not an opinion. That's metrically backed up. He was the worst in baseball. So if they use him right, great. But putting him out at second base every day.
First of all, using him right doesn't mean playing him at second base every day.
You never know, man.
Now,
but
I do predict Luis Arraez will probably lead the National League in hits.
Probably right.
Like he usually does. And he'll probably bounce back and have a better offensive season than he did last year because his historic numbers indicate that. But I still don't think that that's going to make it a good one-year signing for the Giants.
There are no bad one-year deals. We've said it a million times. This is an experiment. It's a weird one. What did I say at FanFest about the San Francisco Giants on Saturday? You guys remember my quote? They remain to me the most fascinating team in baseball. I am utterly fascinated with everything they're doing. I can't get enough of it. The terrible trade that they were able, the absolute fleece job they were able to get for Devers, incredible. Mm-hmm. Getting Vitello, amazing. Ron Washington's back. Like, I'm just fascinated by them. The Drew Gilberts of the world, letting some of the guys that they let go, adding some of the arms that they added, Buster Posey being in charge. I mean, they're a fascinating, riveting team. And watching this edition, I go, oh, wow, okay. Like, they gave Buster the keys, and they're going to ride with him. It's just going to be fascinating. Now, let's get it on record here. I expect Luis Arraez to hit 690 against the San Diego Padres next year. 690.
Without a doubt.
Average.
Take the over-under on 690 next year. I have no question. But again,
the Padres also know better than anybody how to play him, how to pitch
100%.
him.
100%.
My guess is that they will use that knowledge against Luis Arraez.
Yeah, and so I just remain so fascinating. So, yeah, that's the part that bugs me, says CPO6. He says, players that bounce back after they leave after having crappy seasons here at Petco. I agree, but I fully expect him to hit 690 next year. Not quite 700, but 690.
The other signing over the weekend that came as a bit of a shock was Eugenio Suarez going to the Cincinnati Reds on a 1-year, $15 million deal. I mean, you were ready to hand him a Kyle Schwarber deal on Friday. And you were ready to hand him like a Kyle Schwarber type deal, like 5 years.
No,
I mean, you weren't, but you said.
No, I said I'm surprised he didn't get something like.
You're surprised he didn't get something like that. This is so far away from that.
It is.
It made me scratch my head and go, what do we not know about Eugenio Suarez?
Well, here's one.
Baseball is so skeptical. I know he had a bad second half. He hit 189 after he was traded to the Seattle Mariners, but he still hit 49 home runs. 49 home runs. What, 1 year, $15 million?
Nothing.
Why was no one bidding on him? Why was
$3 million better than Luis Arraez?
Right. Well, here's what we're not, there's a lot of people miss the boat on, myself included. I do the bit too. Oh, we couldn't have done that. Maybe we did. Maybe we tried. Ultimately, the player in free agency gets to decide where he goes. Mm-hmm. And he was traded from the Reds. Don't forget, like, he was a former Red. Here's the other thing that people are talking about. The defense obviously declined enough to where people are looking at him as just a DH, right? So he's no longer that everyday third baseman, 50-homer guy.
The Padres could have used that still.
Oh, yeah, 100%. The other thing is, he gets to make the choice where he goes. I don't know that we offered. I don't know that we were in the mix. But, guys,
you got to hope so.
Guys,
for that price.
He's going to go to Great American Ballpark, which is a bandbox, and he's going to try to hit 40 home runs by the break. He'll be traded, if the Reds aren't in it at the break, to San Diego Padres, the LA Dodgers, the New York Yankees. Somebody else is going to go out and get him.
Reds made the playoffs last year.
They did. But if they take a step back,
I think.
But for him,
on a 1 year deal, it makes more sense to go somewhere where he knows he's going to get good numbers.
Yeah,
a 1 year deal at Petco, you go. Yeah, I had a really great year. I ended up hitting 24 home runs, and then he's on the free agent market again, and everyone's having the same questions. Cincinnati, at least, you can go and put up massive numbers and then say, okay, how about a longer-term deal this time? He's also getting older. He's not a young player. Yeah. So, that was an interesting one and a lot lower than I expected. Certainly didn't think a 1 year deal.
I would have really liked him here. I think I could see him in a Padres uniform, no question. Him and Sheets splitting.
Especially for that contract, you're like, dang, that really sounds like something we could have, actually seen here.
And like you said, Benny, there may be something that we're missing or that we're not privy to. But I do, keep in mind, these guys do get to decide where they go in free agency. So I doubt that was the only offer. I believe the Pirates were in the mix on him too. And he said, I'm going to go to Cincy where I'm comfortable. And I'm going to try to hit 60 home runs this year.
All right, let's shift our attention to the San Diego Padres and specifically some of the news and nuggets dropped by A.J. Preller on Saturday afternoon at FanFest. We'll get to that after a check of traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is brought to you by the San Diego District Attorney's Office. Got a stalled car on the Coronado Bridge heading over to the island just before mid-span. Got the left lane blocked. Fortunately, no other incidents or accidents to mention. Buying auto insurance and reporting an accident after crashing your car is a felony crime. The San Diego County District Attorney's Office and the California Department of Insurance work together to investigate this costly fraud. For more information, visit SanDiegoDA.com or call 1-800-315-7672. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben and Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios, we know how. It's Ben and Woods on a Monday morning. And you got some candor, I thought, from A.J. Preller on Saturday about, well, obviously he's not going to tell us what moves he's going to make, but he was pretty clear that you should expect moves from him this month. That he is not done. He is still working on improving the San Diego Padres roster. He admitted it's been a very, non-transactional offseason, especially by A.J. Preller's standards. Re-signing Michael King, signing Sung-Moong Song, and that's about it.
Yeah, picking up some minor league
league free agents, including another one, Riley Pint, over the weekend. But in terms of bigger moves, he has been unusually quiet. The strategy, though, sounds like has always been kind of to wait until near the end of the free agent market and see what's out there, and wait until the price point is something that he feels comfortable with, and then pull the trigger on maybe a couple of moves here in the next 2 weeks. He said he even put a time frame on it. And he said next 2 weeks,
yeah, man,
expect to see a couple of additions to this team, specifically starting pitching. Would like to add another bat as well.
As far as hitters left out there, did a little research this morning. There's an article out there, like, who's the best remaining guys out there. Miguel Andujar is a name that you keep hearing. This is platoon situation. Absolutely torches left-handers, Benny, 990 OPS against lefties, can play the outfield. You're looking at this point for a platoon option with Gavin Sheets. Gavin could probably earn, you saw it last year, earn some more ABs against lefties. Like, he earned that with Mike Schilt, and that's always on the table when you have a platoon situation. Starling Marte is out there as well. Kind of got banged up. He's getting a little bit long in the tooth. Still had a 111 OPS plus against left-handers last year. These are guys that you get. The interesting name that popped up to me, and I know we're in the market for, catching looks a little bit thin after Freddie Fermin. And Craig Stammen talked a lot about Luis Camposano. He was asked a lot about Luis Camposano at FanFest. And, he's saying the right things right now. Big year for Campy. We talked about it. Such a low-risk deal, $1 million. Can he mash at the big leagues like he did in AAA last year? I mean, full-on Crash Davis, like, set the world on fire. 21 ABs in the big leagues, didn't get a knock. Obviously, 21 ABs, it's not the world's biggest sample size. I don't think it's fair to judge him on that. This is like the last dance, though, for him. Like, you got to figure it out. Jonah Heim is a name that was really interesting to me. And I looked up his numbers. He had a bad season last year. Was let go by the Texas Rangers. He won a Gold Glove in 23. He got 15 hits in the postseason when they went on their World Series run. Excellent player. Switch hitting catcher. And I'm going, why doesn't he have a job? Again, what don't I know about Jonah Heim? But, like, switch hitting catcher, won a Gold Glove. I don't know that he'd be all stoked to take a backup role, but who says he has to? Like, I know you gave up a ton for Fermin, but a little competition never hurt anybody. And I thought, man, that's pretty decent. And if you are a switch hitter, you can DH, whatever. There's options you can have. So I don't know, man. He was an interesting name out there, but I expect us to be definitely in the market for somebody like a Miguel Andujar who just torches left-handers.
I think your head's in the right place. Looking for guys who hit well against lefties is something that AJ Preller is almost certainly exploring. Whether Gavin Sheets is your everyday first baseman, which at this point, according to Craig Stammen, AJ Preller, that's kind of what he pencils in at.
Yeah.
Now that's pending any other acquisitions, but right now he's there. You still need someone who can hit lefties. Padres didn't have that. Now Luis Camposano could be part of that solution. He mashes against lefties, at least
100%
in the minor leagues. Absolutely mashes. If he can bring just a fraction of that to the big leagues, there's a role for Luis Camposano as potentially backup catcher, potentially DH against left-handed pitching. But you need more offense, and A.J. Preller is working on that. The other issue that A.J. Preller addressed was his own contract status. Lame duck going into the last season of his deal. But what A.J. Preller said pretty much confirmed what I had been hearing and what we had talked about last month as to why he doesn't have his contract extension. Here's what he had to say on Saturday afternoon.
I mean, honestly, I think part of the timing piece, I think a little bit is on me in terms of, you get into these off seasons. I know we haven't been super transactional. We did the Michael King move, and we added Song, but it's like the focus on winning and putting a team together and free agents and trades. I'm not great at, kind of like focusing on anything other than that this time of year, so I think that's been part of it. And ultimately I think I've been very consistent. I think you guys know, pretty realistic when it comes to making deals and what it looks like. And I think the biggest thing is, just in terms of I think when win-win deals is when everybody's fair and they're honest and realistic. And I expect something to get done, continuing to talk. And, again, looking forward to continue to talk about the team and the what we're trying to do to put a better team on the field. So that's been the focus.
So AJ Preller's last priority is AJ Preller. He cares way more about working on the team in the offseason. And when he's done doing that in the next few weeks, then he'll worry about his own contract extension. But it's not the Padres going, I don't know. It's AJ going, give me some time. I'm working on something else right now. Don't bother me about my own contract.
Yeah, Adam, don't bother us about our own contract. We're working on other stuff right now.
That's AJ in a nutshell, though, for you. Got plenty more to talk about from FanFest. Also get into the Aztecs loss on Saturday. Hour number 2 of Ben Woods next on 97.3 The Fan. Broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios, we know how. Hour number 2 of Ben and Woods on a Monday morning. We'll talk more Padres baseball. Bottom of the hour, Craig Elsten is going to join us for his weekly check-in. Still have some interesting stories. Maybe the most positive news from the weekend as well from the San Diego Padres that we haven't gotten to yet. That is coming up. Quickly, before we get to the Aztecs, just wanted to address the Farmers Insurance Open, which was just spectacularly beautiful, but completely uncompetitive.
Yeah.
Justin Rose, and I don't use the phrase lightly, put on a tiger-like performance. He just ran away from the field and never gave anybody a chance to come back and make it a tournament. It was
never
always a battle for second place. In fact, even Tiger has never led outright after every round of the Farmers Insurance Open. No one has at Torrey Pines. Hasn't happened since 1955 and Tommy Bolt winning first round, second round, third round, final round. It was never close. And I watched a lot of golf in my years, a lot of golf at Torrey Pines. I don't know that I've ever seen anybody play that course better. He just was putting the ball in the fairway, putting the ball on the green. He didn't even putt very well. That's the crazy thing. Justin Rose could have finished 30 under or more in that tournament. If he had a hot putter, he could have made 10 more birdies. He was just consistently so much closer to the hole than everybody else in that tournament. It was spectacular. And to see a guy who is 45 years old, still bombing it out there with some of the young guys on the PGA Tour and playing some of the best golf of his career. He's top 10 in the world still. Been around since like 16 years old when he made his debut in the British Open 30 years ago. Next year, and to be playing at the level that he is right now, I just thought it was one of the more impressive golf performances I've seen in a very long time.
Wire to wire, man. I mean, it just doesn't get any better than that. Just an incredible performance. Got to check out some of it yesterday, but you're right. Like I put it on and I go, he's running away with it.
You're watching for the scenery.
Yeah, you're looking for the beautiful, seascapes. At that point, because he just was dominant.
It was not a good week for the local golfers. J.J. Spawn missed the cut. Justin Hastings missed the cut. Charlie Hoffman missed the cut. And in a shocker, Xander Schauffele, who had made 72 consecutive cuts, the longest active streak on the PGA Tour and the 5th longest streak in PGA Tour history, had about 12-foot birdie putt on his last hole on Friday. Needed it to get to 3 under to make the cut on the number. Did not make it, and that was it. Done for the weekend. No Xander Schauffele. So that streak comes to an end. Guess who now has the longest streak of made cuts on the PGA Tour?
Scotty Scheffler.
Scotty Scheffler. Absolutely. And he'll be back this week. They go to the biggest party in golf, the WM Phoenix Open, always a Super Bowl weekend with the giant crowds in the stadium, par 3, 16th hole. That's always so spectacular. So that's where golf heads. We did see the return of Brooks Koepka. He did make the cut.
He did.
His putter was ice cold as well. I mean, he was actually, I thought, one of the better looking ball strikers out there. Just could not make anything at all.
He is handsome. I'll give you that. But he is a better look. He's one of the best looking
golfers
strikers.
for sure.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Absolutely.
So that's my quick wrap up from the Farmers Insurance.
And you were
Open.
out there almost every day. You had a good time.
I went, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. Had a really good time. It was just, you don't get better weather.
No.
I don't think we've ever had such good weather at the Farmers Insurance Open. And we get a lot of good weather here.
Yeah.
But this was just extra nice all weekend long, especially considering the rest of the country is still frozen solid. And everyone watching on TV, expect a lot of tourism this year to San Diego after people watched that over the weekend, which is the point. The future of the tournament is a bit up in the air now with, Farmers reportedly done with their sponsorship and the PGA Tour going to make some changes. The rumor going around was that they may make the Torrey Pines stop, whatever it is, part of the playoffs, which would mean moving it way back from January to maybe like August or September later in the year, which is not a bad spot either.
Yeah.
When the rest of the country is 95 and humid, come back for 75 and perfect in San Diego. But there could be changes. No one really had any answers that, I was talking to other than we'll see what happens to the future of the Torrey Pines tournament. Saturday also was the San Diego State game, early game, 10 a.m. tip-off, national television, big opportunity at Utah State, and had to go back and watch some of it since we were on at FanFest during the show. At times, the Aztecs looked like clearly the best team in the conference. After a slow start, jumped out to an 11-point lead in the first half. I'm going, wow.
rolling.
I mean, no one does this at Utah State. That is one of the toughest arenas to play in the Western United States, maybe the whole country. And they looked like they might run away with it. And then the last 2 minutes of the first half, Taj DeGorville got a technical foul. That's on him. They make the free throws. They make the basket. They go on a quick run. And the game is all of a sudden tied. And you lose an 11-point lead in like 2 minutes. I think it was the taunting technical foul after a little too much slam dunk celebration-y. After, you got all the momentum going, and it just like, I get, you're trying to keep fired up and you get the momentum and you're happy and you're excited. You just never know. Sometimes referees let it go. They don't call it as often as they used to. Remember, it used to be a technical foul. If you hung on the rim for more than half a second, it was an automatic tee. Now you can do the little swing, come back, do a little bit, but there is always a point where you still get a tee. So, I mean, you got to be careful in college basketball with the inconsistent refereeing. You can't let it affect the team the way it did, though. I mean, you just go from an 11-point lead to it's a brand new game at halftime. And then you go back out, you build another 7-point lead, and then they just got cold and he couldn't make a basket. That happens on the road sometimes. Another rough game for Miles Bird. The Herd, their fan section, they were targeting Miles Bird the entire game.
Oh, yeah.
They have, what they call like their
the
a sheet.
Yeah,
they like
as
they're waiting to get in line.
The bull sheet.
They have personal info on the star player of the other team. They hand it out to all the fans, and they're ready to go and heckle and give a hard time. And they targeted Miles Bird, and whether it worked or not, whether that had an impact, it was a rough game for Miles Bird. Did not shoot well. But then again, that's Miles Bird's game. He's either hot or he's not hot. I mean, we've seen all season long, he's either like, this guy's the best player on the floor, he can't miss, or stop shooting, Miles, because nothing's going in. And that was one of the games for Miles on Saturday.
This is incredible. This is what they put on the bull sheet. The entire front page was devoted to Miles Bird. We're not going to lie. It said the Aztecs have been good for the past couple of decades. The reason why is that all of their all-star players behave like Aztec alumnus Kawhi Leonard, unemotional, robotic freaks who do not care about anything other than basketball. Jaden Ledee, Lamont Butler, Matt Bradley, Nathan Mensah, all built and conditioned in a lab to play basketball. All that to say, the reason SDSU has been down this year is that they are led by Miles Bird, the most emotional guy in college basketball. We cannot stress enough how easy it is to get into this guy's head. Whew, mama.
Dang.
Now, is that true? I mean, this is a fan section.
He's pretty emotional.
I was going to say he's a pretty emotional player.
He has not played well against them.
To him,
he has not played well against them at all.
But a lot of guys don't play well, especially at that arena. I thought Reese Dixon Waters is playing his best basketball of the season. He was looking great, then landed twice on his ankle, like on the same play, on a three-pointer, hits one of the Utah State players' feet and rolls his ankle, and then falls into his own bench and rolls the ankle twice on the same play. He came out, he went back in, but he wasn't the same. That hurt the Aztecs big time. Their hottest, best shooter not really being able to contribute the last 13 minutes of the game. All added up to Utah State rallying back for the 7-point win. Now, it's their 6-point win. It wasn't devastating. They actually went up in the Ken Palm and stayed right where they are in the net rankings, in the 40s. And because the Aztecs are no longer technically leading the Mountain West. They're in a 3-way tie with New Mexico and Utah State, but Utah State, since they beat the Aztecs, has the tiebreaker right now. They still have to come back to Viejas Arena. When you go to the bracketology, and Joe Lunardi, who no longer has the Aztecs as the automatic bid for the Mountain West, still has them in the final four. The last four teams in would be just like last year, playing in a first four game, which means, according to the experts, the Aztecs are squarely on the bubble, but on the right side of the bubble. And with now 9 games left in the regular season, I believe, the Aztecs can play their way into the NCAA tournament. They've got the easiest schedule remaining. They've got all the good teams other than New Mexico coming to Viejas Arena. If they can win 7 or 8 of those, they should be in at the end. But they can't afford any slip-ups. Like tomorrow night, like Wyoming at home, you got to just take care of. You cannot afford any slip-ups. But if you take care of business and win the games you should the rest of the way, I think the Aztecs can make the NCAA tournament regardless of what happens in the Mountain West tournament.
Man, yeah, they again, not the biggest hole that they've dug themselves into. The Troy loss is the one that's going to sting you for the rest of the season. And But yeah, the gauntlet is a little bit behind them. The next 5, they said they'll be favored in the next 5. But again, like you said, you cannot slip up. Not even a little bit. You got to handle business.
It's not a comfortable feeling.
Not a comfortable feeling, right? Yeah.
Got to get healthy. Got to get LZ Harrington back. He missed the game again. Magoon Guath looks like he's out at least
another week. Yep.
They got 2 games though that are winnable, and then they've got to bye. So there's only 2 games in the next 2 weeks until a week from Saturday. Should be a chance to get guys a little healthier. Hopefully, Reese Dixon Waters is going to be okay with that ankle injury going forward as well. But that's also important. But the game, I mean, less than the shooting, getting out rebounded 46-31. That is probably what sticks in Brian Dutcher's craw the most.
46-31.
They got manhandled a little bit by Utah State's big guys. They did not box out in some key spots. I was watching live there at the end right after our show, and there were like 2 plays. Like, you play great defense for 28 seconds. You make them throw up a terrible shot, and then no one's boxing out, and they just get a rebound and go back and score points. It's like, how are you going to win a game on the road if you're giving the home team multiple chances every time down the floor? That, to me, was the most frustrating part of the game, was the lack of rebounding by the Aztecs.
Next game, home tomorrow
night, 7:30 against Wyoming. You beat them by 17 in Laramie, so should be an easy one, but you can't mess around. Metrically, you want to blow out win to make sure that the metrics stay high in that game. But it's now anybody's conference. Like I said, 3-way tie first place. Whew. You got Grand Canyon is right behind. There's still other teams that aren't. Nevada is right behind you as well. So you're keeping an eye on that. SDSU women won their 13th straight. They beat Nevada. They just continue to roll. UCSD's been struggling. They lost, again, 3rd straight loss for the Tritons against Cal State Northridge this time. Their offense has just kind of disappeared. And nationally, Arizona just continues to roll, setting a school record, a 22-0 start, number 1 team in the country, beat Arizona State over the weekend. So they continue to just manhandle the opposition, as it were.
Love it.
So that's your college basketball update. Let's take a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll get to Don't Do This. Talk a little Manny Machado.
Yeah.
I know people are curious about Manny. I don't have any answers on one of the questions, but did get something about the WBC with Manny Machado that we wanted to address. That'll be coming up next with Ben and Woods after a check of traffic with Kelly Danick on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. First, though, it is big game week, and if you are not signed up for Prize Picks, you're missing out on an opportunity to have a ton of fun setting some different lineups for the game. Coming up, Seattle. You got all your favorite players. Sam Darnold. You can look at your picks for your setting your fantasy lineups. In fact, all you need for the New England quarterback, Drake May, is more than 1/2 of 1 passing yard, special discounted max discount part of your lineup with Prize Picks, where you can win real money with your sports knowledge, just watching sports on TV. So this is the perfect week to start, again, with the big game coming up. All you have to do is download the Prize Picks app today. Use the code KWFN to get $50 in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. That's code KWFN to get $50 in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. Heck, why not set 10 $5 lineups during the big game this week? You can take all kinds of different options. You're just picking against the numbers. You can set some 2-player lineups, set some 6-player lineups, and go to win big. Power plays where you have to win them all and you get the bigger wins, or the flex plays where you can win like 4 out of 5 and still take money back. You can try them all during the game that everybody is watching this Sunday. And then when you can turn your attention after that to basketball, hockey, and baseball right around the corner with Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for details.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? This spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Don't Do This, brought to you by Dixie Line Lumber and Home Centers, helping San Diego homeowners and contractors fix it, build it,
Enjoy it.
and enjoy it. Woods, why don't you get us started today?
I will. Saw this story pop up on the old Twitter feed over the weekend. I go, what is happening right now? Frank Thomas, Hall of Famer, the Big Hurt, was responding to the Chicago White Sox post in appreciation and celebration of Black History Month. It said, in celebration of Black History Month, we reflect upon momentous firsts for the White Sox organization. And they go through it, and they ends up with Will Venable being the first African-American manager to manage, and Kenny Williams, the first African-American GM. Completely forgot or neglected to mention the Big Hurt by the way, pretty good player, probably your best player in franchise history. So he tweets back, I guess the black player who made you rich over there and holds all your records is forgettable. Don't worry, I'm taking receipts. So I did a little more digging, and I went, what? Did they have a messy ending? They did. They had a very messy ending.
Damn.
Kenny Williams and Frank Thomas were not fans of each other. And in the final years of his tenure, Kenny Williams was talking about Frank Thomas's diminished skills, and then he ended up leaving for Oakland. And Kenny Williams said, believe me, it's not easy to deal with an idiot. And this man, over the course of years, has tried my patience and tried it. He's an Oakland A's problem now. I don't know why I'm talking about the guy. Play 2 or 3 games in a row before you start popping off. That's how they treated literally a franchise player on his way out the door. So Frank Thomas, Not very happy about that. I think there's obviously a lot of bad blood between the two. It's sad, man. Again, Frank Thomas, you think about the Chicago White Sox in the last 30 years. That's the guy you think of.
Yes.
If you're the Chicago White Sox, I don't care what Frank Thomas did to you or your organization or your GM. If you're going to do that social media post, and I don't know, who's responsible for that, but if they purposely left Frank Thomas out, don't they realize that the blowback is going to go all on them?
Oh, 100%.
Right.
Just throwing a mention of Frank Thomas,
so look,
you don't have to feature him, but if you just put him in there somewhere.
Well, here's what you could have put. The first player to have 7 consecutive seasons with at least a 300 batting average, 100 RBI, 100 runs, 100 walks, and 20 home runs. First black player to win back-to-back MVPs in the AL. First to hit 400 homers in a White Sox uniform. First and only White Sox player to win a home run derby. There's 15 things you could have put. So again, and you saw our buddy Herb Lawrence, big White Sox guy, was just like, this doesn't surprise me.
But the pettiness of not putting him in does you no good whatsoever.
Yeah.
What point are you trying to make other than a personal one? But the backlash,
it's
even
so
if
dumb.
Frank Thomas hadn't said anything, someone probably would have brought it up.
Oh, they did. Herb actually brought it up before Frank responded.
Frank, I'll say this. Frank would have been better off letting someone else fight that battle for him.
Correct.
Take the high road and go, I don't care what they're posting, and let everybody else slam the White Sox for leaving Frank Thomas out. I think him doing it personally,
it feels a little bitter, but I'm sure he's bitter.
Makes him seem a little bitter.
I'm sure he's bitter.
But other than that, it's really the White Sox who are the ones who come off looking bad.
Yeah, I mean, here's another comment. Here, let me help you idiots out. First black player with back-to-back MVPs, one of 10 black players with 500 home runs, retired number, statue, World Series champion, Hall of Fame, face of the franchise for a decade. Any of this ringing a bell, admin?
Might want to throw a little graphic in there.
Man,
it won't hurt
that's
you.
Crazy.
It won't hurt you.
If in 10 years they go back and look at the great 97.3 The Fan hosts of the past, and they don't include Stephen Woods.
They won't. They won't. That's fine. The fans will speak for me.
All right, I will go to the NBA for our second DDT story, and one that's gotten a lot of attention over the weekend. That is the 25-game suspension handed down to Philadelphia 76ers star Paul George for a positive drug test. But everyone goes, okay, 25. It's not a PED test. What was he testing positive for? Now, Paul George released a statement over the weekend taking responsibility, saying, quote, that he took an improper medication seeking treatment for medical health. Now, we'll never know for certain, if the NBA stays quiet and Paul George stays quiet, but the speculation would be the 9-time All-Star may have taken Adderall, Xanax, or even ketamine, microdosing.
Excuse me?
It is used by some people as an
it
antidepressant in microdosing,
but
all of them are on the NBA's banned substance list.
Did you just say Adderall, Xanax, or, ketamine, maybe?
It's part of what the speculation is out there. George did not specifically say what he had. He just said over the past few years, I've discussed the importance of mental health. And in the course of recently seeking treatment for an issue of my own, I made the mistake of taking an improper medication. Now, there are ways to get the therapeutic use exemption, just like in baseball.
Yeah.
There are baseball players who are allowed to take Adderall, I believe, but you have to have it pre-approved. And if you don't, and you test positive, you can get suspended. Is that what happened with Paul George? Certainly, people are talking. Charles Barkley said something fishy is going on here.
Fishy on their part,
just
or his
the
part?
whole story.
The whole scene?
Why? There's a lot of questions left unanswered by this suspension, but it's one of the bigger names ever to be hit in any sport, really, with a drug suspension. Paul George, major star in the game of basketball.
Gosh, and he's been around so long. It surprises you when somebody's been around that long. Again, if it's PEDs, you'd go, all right, I kind of understand. You're trying to hang on, trying to hang on and feel good and recover. But this one is a
lot of people are saying, hey, mental health. You always say so important.
So important.
Why would you ding a guy if that's truly what it was? And he can say, hey, my doctor prescribed this for me. why would you make
you gotta get it
big
approved.
case about it?
You got to.
But at the same time, anyone could then, after the fact, go, oh, wait, here's my doctor who said I could
Right.
take this. And if you didn't get it approved beforehand, well, you didn't follow the proper procedures.
Oh, man. Well, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
Hopefully it gets cleared up. 25 games, though, huh?
25 games. Yeah.
No appeal?
A lot of salary. Yeah, no. 11 million plus in salary. It's a lot. Although the 76ers this actually gets them all the way down like under the luxury tax or just like within 1.3 million of it. So they're going to save a ton of money, not just his salary, but also about $6 million in luxury tax
Jeez.
fines and stuff. So, for the 76ers, they're going, oh, we'll miss Paul George, but this is a financial boon for the organization.
All right, let's get to some doo-doo this.
DD mega doo-doo.
Pretty sweet. I saw this translated from Hector Gomez over the weekend, and it's "Why Am I Playing for the Dominican Republic" by Manny Machado. And I was reading through it, and it was pretty cool. I'll just read a little. It's long. I can read the whole thing, but it'll take a minute. But so when I was little, my grandfather would wake me up at 6 every morning to give me a glass of warm milk. He had a very strict routine. He got up at 4 every morning, went to bed at 6 every night. Sounds like me. Bringing me the milk in the morning was just a part of his routine.
Woods and Grandpa Machado.
That's right. It was the only way he'd get me to drink milk. At that age, I hated milk. I was just a kid. I wanted to sleep. Now it's funny to think about things like that when you're older. Those little things that bothered you so much become your favorite memories, the things you never forget. Most of my baseball games when I was young were at night. Since my grandfather went to bed at 6, he didn't have many chances to see me play. But when I got home after my games, I'd knock on his door and wake him up, peek in his room to tell him how I did. Psst, Grandpa, today I went 4 for 4, 2 hits, and made a good defensive play. Hang on. How do you go 4 for 4 and only get 2 hits?
I don't know.
I don't either. That's great, Manny. He would say, did you bunt? Did you practice bunting today? He was always talking about bunting. Grandfather was Mike Schill. I didn't understand why. I was a kid. I wanted to hit home run, steal bases, slide, get covered in dirt. I didn't want to bunt. My grandfather always told me I couldn't just be a good hitter and a good outfielder. I had to compete. I had to be a complete player. Every little detail was important to him. If you want to be a great player and become professional one day, you have to know how to bunt. If you don't know how to bunt, you'll never make it to the big leagues. Okay, Grandpa, good night. Then I go to sleep, see my grandfather again, 6 in the morning when he brought me my milk. Going on to talk about how his grandfather is one of the reasons he fell in love with baseball. His grandfather passed away, and he said, my grandfather died at the age of 82. It was Christmas Eve, 2009, right before my final high school baseball season began. He never got to see me play that last time. He wasn't there when I fulfilled my dream of being selected in the draft the following summer. He wasn't there when I made my major league debut. To this day, in every single game I play, when I step on the field and the first time I bend down and write the initials FN in the dirt. I didn't know that. Francisco Nunez. You see him do it?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know what the initials were for. My grandfather was my father figure. My love for baseball comes for his love. More than anything, I want to do it for my grandfather. Honestly, if he was here to see me play in the WBC, I don't think I could describe it with words. And that would be okay because the only word that matters when I put on the jersey is the one on the chest, Dominicana. Thank you, Grandpa. I thought it was really, really sweet. And I know you guys hate the WBC, but I thought maybe that would soften your cold black hearts to see Manny.
Hope he doesn't get hurt.
Yeah. Manny's always been a person of two countries. Obviously, he's from Miami.
Yeah.
But he's got a very strong connection to the DR. And he seems to fit with that team. Playing with Fernando Juan Soto is going to play as well. Was announced over the weekend. And they'll have the final rosters are due tomorrow, and they'll be announced on Thursday. Although we did, and we'll talk about it with Craig Elsten and more coming up, get the news, and I kind of think this is a do this as well, that Nick Pivetta will not be participating in the WBC for Team Canada.
Well, his
tough decision.
His grandfather hated baseball and never brought him
a warm glass
milk.
of maple syrup.
Maple syrup, yeah.
Every single night.
That's right.
But we'll talk about that with Craig coming up, but that is Don't and Do This for a Monday.
That was Don't Do This with Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
And that is coming up next is our pal Craig Elsten from the Padres Hot Tub Podcast and more will join us. We can talk some SDFC as well as they get ready to start their season tomorrow night at Snapdragon Stadium. Stay tuned. More Ben and Woods on the way on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. First, though, I want to tell you about SDFatLoss.com. It's the way that I lost 40 pounds in 60 days. Had a couple people still almost 3 years later came up to me at the golf tournament over the weekend going, you really did lose the weight and you kept it off. I go, yep, not lying. That was a program that absolutely was a difference maker for me because it was based on real foods, things that I was already eating, like steak and chicken and vegetables, not on shakes or bars or prepackaged meals. You don't have to buy any of those with sdfatloss.com. It's all kind of up to you and setting the plan with your coach, your counselor on how to lose up to a pound of fat per day and 10 to 20% of your body weight in just 60 days. Think about that. If you start now, by opening week of the baseball season, you can be a brand new you for 2026. It's not too late, even a month into the year, to make your New Year's resolutions a reality. Be a brand new you, healthier, looking better, feeling better in your clothes, just more energy. I've got all those positive benefits. You can have them as well. Just make sure you go and sign up. Get a free consultation by going to sdfatloss.com. That's sdfatloss.com and join the many tier ones who've lost thousands of pounds in San Diego thanks to their great strategies at sdfatloss.com. Results may vary.
He just, here, I'll show you a little, just
Please don't.
What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Nothing. Now,
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
It's going to hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee
It's going to in a second.
right here.
Oh, that is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? This spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Got some giveaways still coming up, including tickets to Padres spring training in Peoria and some Aztecs basketball tickets, so we got to get to that. But I see we have Craig Elsten standing by for the Padres Hot Tub Podcast, the San Diego Sockers, the Cromaniac season number 2 getting underway tomorrow night. We'll have plenty to discuss with Craig right after a check of traffic on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is brought to you by San Diego Law Firm, fighting for your sexual harassment rights at SDLF.com. We still have a number of problems here. One of them is this crash on southbound 15 before Via Rancho Parkway. Several vehicles over to the right shoulder. Stall vehicle in middle lanes, eastbound 78 before Nordahl Road. Also stall on northbound 5 before the 8. That is in the center divide. It starts small, the comments, the texts, the pressure at work. When it crosses the line, you need a personal advocate. San Diego Law Firm will help you fight against sexual harassment. Contact them at SDLF.com. That's SDLF.com. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben & Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Joining us right now on our David P. Shapiro fan hotline and our YouTube stream, the one and only Craig Elsten, who apparently was the inspiration for Fernando Tatis Jr.'s new look with his orange tinted glasses that he wore at his black tie event on Friday night.
Well, there's two guys that can pull them off. It's Craig Elsten and Fernando Tatis Jr. That's it.
Good morning, Craig.
Morning, setting trends.
Yeah.
Just, you throw the rock in the ocean and you see where the ripples fall.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right, man. So Fan Fest, it was great and all that. And then, we were, I think I was in the car maybe, or at my son's basketball game, like, oh, Luis Arraez is a giant. I look forward to him hitting 700 against us. I think I said 690 was the over-under for next season. But Craig, you were one of those guys kind of talking a lot about it last year. Not a great fit here in that last season with the San Diego Padres, and the Giants remain endlessly fascinating to me on how they're going to use them. So kind of not our issue anymore.
Yeah, and I'm going to try to remember the Luis Arraez era font.
Oh, yeah.
Because I really enjoyed his personality.
100%.
I enjoyed the infectious, positivity that he brought to the field, the way he would dap up the catcher and the umpire. He was humorous. I enjoyed all of that about Luis Arraez. He didn't fit this roster. He still doesn't fit this roster. And when I saw that deal over the weekend, I thought to myself, okay, as I often do with these things, what would I say if the Padres signed Luis Arraez to a 1-year, $12 million deal? I would have lost my mind. I would have lost my mind if that happened, because the Padres need power. The Padres need a little bit of balance in their offense. And Luis Arraez did not play at his level either of the last 2 years. I think people who really follow the game know that. But when you look at him casual and you go, oh, well, he had a down year. He had 292. Who cares? That's good. Not really. When it's all singles and it's all ground outs and the defense is bad. And the Giants are going to play him at second?
Yeah.
That's wild. That's crazy.
The wild right side of the infield for them with Devers converted to first base and Luis Arraez at second. But, Ron Washington, the absolute wizard of infield, could work with those guys. That's something. But, it's kind of going to be bite your nails on a ground ball hit to the right side for those guys.
But he's going to fly out to left a lot. I know that because that's what Luis Arraez did a lot for the San Diego Padres. But if he can rediscover the line drive swing, there's a ton of space in that outfield, in San Francisco, and there's an opportunity for his doubles and his triples to go way up. But that's if he can rediscover that line drive swing. A Luis Arraez pop-up or fly out to left was just far too often his result for his skill set.
Craig, I want to talk about what A.J. Preller had to say on Saturday. And while A.J. never tips his hand, he was pretty direct, saying, no, we are still going to add players here in the next couple of weeks, pitching, and we need another bat. But then again, there's not that many players left. There are still free agents on the market. What did you kind of take away from what A.J. said at FanFest on Saturday?
Yeah, he's starting to become Punxsutawney, AJ, isn't he? Like he pops up at the beginning of February and he's like, "Oh, we will have 3 more transactions in the next 6 weeks."
I love that.
He's really playing the waiting game, and he said it himself. He's waiting for people's prices to come down. He's got his ideas already, and he's probably had all the communication to the players that he wants to bring into this team. And they're like, yeah, I'd like it at this price. And he says, I'd like it at this price. Let's hang on and let's see what happens. What I really appreciated was him saying, we're not looking to move players off the roster. We're looking to add to the roster. And again, people who keep saying, oh, broke ball club, blah, blah. The payroll's $220 million for the 2026 Padres, $220 million. Ben and I remember times 2 decades ago when the idea of them having a $50 million payroll was crazy. So I appreciate that. I truly think they're going to bargain hunt. The Yu Darvish news makes it sound like they're putting another dozen million in their budget, kind of, for this year. So let's see it happen. And it needs to be in pitching. I'd like to see pitching and a couple flyer bats come to San Diego, and I think that's probably what we need.
I mean, I think there's one guy left in the top 100, and I think it's Framber Valdez, who I would assume A.J. Preller would be very interested in, as most GMs should be. Now, again, Framber Valdez had that incident last year, the incident in which catcher called a pitch gets hit out for a home run, Framber's upset, crosses up his pitcher intentionally, and throws a 97-mile-an-hour fastball right into this kid's gut. This was not a good look. I mean, it just wasn't. And a lot of people are saying, Rosenthal's saying it, Olney's saying it, they're all saying, yeah, this is why nobody is beating down the door of Framber Valdez right now. And which is crazy to me because a lot of guys have been signed for a lot worse. I mean, it was a terrible thing, obviously, but holy smokes, like, it's like he cut this guy's head off. You know what I mean? Like it was a bad moment of poor sportsmanship, but I have to imagine A.J. Preller would do anything to get a Framber Valdez in here.
I mean, with all, I hate to almost take it this way, but with all of the domestic abuse issues that have happened in baseball, this is what baseball execs are so mad about.
This is like the last straw is, he was a jerk to his teammate. So, I mean, if that was the case, Barry Bonds would have never been signed by a team ever. Ever. So I don't know, man. I got to imagine AJ is definitely interested in trying to make that work.
But how do you make it work?
I don't know. Like opt-outs, creativity, backloaded, whatever, man. There's, again, I think with the ownership status being kind of up in the air as well, that probably has a lot to do with the fact that AJ hasn't signed yet. I wouldn't sign a contract extension, Craig, if I didn't know who was going to be owning the club and kind of what their direction was. Does that make sense?
Unless I was given a deal that was so ironclad that it was going to span the entirety of the sale and the years to follow. And that's probably where the battle lines are drawn between John Seidler and AJ Preller. When he says, I want a deal that's a win-win, for both sides. What's a win look like for AJ Preller? It's got to be control and certainty through an uncertain time, getting to the end of the decade. That's what it's got to be for AJ Preller. A 1 or 2 year deal or even a 3-year deal might not be enough for a guy who, I brought it up a couple of interviews ago with you guys. Brian Cashman's been in New York a long time.
Yep.
And an idea of something like that happening, it's not out of the realm of possibility. I think Framber Valdez is out of the realm of possibility unless that star has fallen so far that he's willing to take a Pivetta deal. That would, of course, change everything because you'd put Framber at the top of the rotation. There's no one else you could bring in, whether it's a Chris Bassett or, Anderson, who I had talked about from the Angels. There's no one like that that's going to step into the top of the rotation, but Framber would. Holy cow. So, but he also expects to get $30 million a year. I don't see the fit.
Talking to Craig Elsten here on Ben and Woods. Let's talk about the WBC, Craig.
Sure.
Woods very excited about it, and
Yes.
I'm excited for parts of it. Like I'm excited to see Fernando Tatis Jr. in his first WBC. I'm excited to see the hitters, but I'm always hesitant about pitchers going to the WBC. I'm nervous about Mason Miller pitching for Team USA, and I was kind of happy to hear Nick Pivetta say over the weekend that he's going to skip it. He wants to focus on his prep for the Padres and put all of his attention into what could be his last year, with the Padres going into an opt-out and trying to win a World Series. And it's like, great, but I mean, if the tournament is just about the hitters and all the pitchers are going, this isn't great for me, that's kind of a problem for the WBC as well. Where do you kind of land on all this?
Where I land is that the WBC should be played in the middle of the season. It should be played in lieu of the All-Star game 1 year. It should be an expanded break of 2 weeks instead of a week. And you do that one time every 4 years so that everybody is in full fitness. All the pitchers are completely ramped up, and you can have the tournament that you want to have without all of these attendant worries. As long as it's in March, we're going to have all of these attendant worries. And the biggest thing we're going to be worried about is twofold. It's A, will our players get hurt while they're there? B, is our team going to come together on the other side of this? 2023's team felt like they never came together.
Yep.
And we kept looking at it going, man, it would have been nice if they had 4 weeks in spring training to get to know one another instead of being scattered to the four corners. So it's not quite as severe this year as it was in 23, but I'm happy Nick Pivetta is staying. If I was the Mets, I'd be happy that Francisco Lindor isn't getting an insurance contract that might keep him from playing, because that means he's going to be in your camp and doing a good job. And I would love to love the WBC. I would love to love it, but the league and the sport needs to take the tournament seriously, and they don't. They treat it as a spring exhibition that's going to be something fun, but it's really important. But when you play it in March, it doesn't mean anything. Look at soccer. Look what soccer does with their tournaments. They take a break. They say it's the World Cup and everyone's shutting down. I mean, Liga MX is sending their Mexican players to Mexican national team camp 6 weeks before the World Cup. And the Liga MX teams are going to be without their Mexican players. It's a big reason why Chucky Lozano probably can't find a home in Mexico right now, is that if a team took on his salary and he made the World Cup, he would be unavailable for the Liga MX playoffs. And it'd be like, why would I spend $7 million on a guy who's going to be gone half the year when we need him in the playoffs? So I'm being a little convoluted, but that's what I think is you should either take it very seriously, put it in the middle of the year and make it a real thing, or you're going to have this half measure every 4 years where we're kind of like, oh, I hope nobody gets hurt.
I mean, aren't you guys going to feel that way? And let's say they take off, mid-July to take off 10, 12, 14 days, whatever it is. And, so-and-so's got 75, 80 innings under his belt. You're going to be like, oh, that's cool.
But yes, but they would have already been pitching in those weeks anyway for your team, and they've already been built up. So
yeah, but you're still going to have to play all those games. Like, they're not going to shorten. Now you want to shorten the season.
If you're taking off a couple of weeks for a tournament and a guy gets 2 starts over those 2 weeks, it doesn't feel nearly as dangerous as, stretching him out a little bit in March to
Yeah.
get 3 innings out of a guy who hasn't been pitching. I kind of agree with Craig here.
It's an unenviable task for Mark DeRosa and really every manager. I mean, it's nerve-wracking.
I think the other option is like November. And I understand you just played a full season, but it's like, hey, if you really want to do this,
then you'll do it.
That's when you do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, take it serious. That's my whole point. And the last thing I'll say to this is the research, the data shows that pitcher injuries occur in 2 windows, the beginning of the year and the very end of the year. And it's fatigue on both sides. It's build-up fatigue and then it's end-of-year fatigue. So March is the most dangerous time for pitchers. And that's why this becomes extra nettling.
Quickly, Craig, soccer thoughts, the start of the SDFC season tomorrow night, plus a nice win for your Sockers over the weekend in overtime, some drama.
Well, I'll mention the Sockers because this Saturday is Craig Charles bobblehead night at Front Wave Arena. It's a really sick bobblehead, and it's also alumni night. And the way the injury situation is going for San Diego, we may have to suit up half the alumni.
Woods, would you like to play?
Oh, no.
Play for the Sockers this weekend?
I can't do it.
We have a dozen guys out with injury. A dozen. And Childs was the most recent one yesterday. He went down in the first quarter. So we'll see how many guys come back. For SDFC, what a fascinating start tomorrow with UNAM Pumas coming in. The CONCACAF Champions League, CONCACAF Champions Cup, beginning because it can be over in a week. It's a 2-leg tournament here for San Diego against Pumas. If they win, they move on. If they lose, they're out of it. But I am going to be there in the North End tomorrow. And I know, as you guys know, that all of the discussion around this club is what's going on with Chucky. Chucky's not there. Chucky is there, but he's not there. And how is the team going to perform without him? Pumas is 4-0 right now in Liga MX. They will probably have a rotated lineup on Tuesday because they just played on Friday in league. And our friend Cesar Hernandez from ESPN told me he thinks SDFC should be a slight favorite to advance in this series. I thought it was the other way around. So I'm going to be really, really interested to see because there's a lot of eyes that are going to be on Lewis Morgan up top, Amal Pellegrino, and Marcus Ingvartsen, who was hurt all last year. Can he really be that center forward?
Craig, out of time.
SDFC
Appreciate it as always.
You're the best,
We'll talk to you next Monday. We'll be back. Hour number 3. Ben and Woods coming up next on 97.3 The Fan.
Sorry. are halfway home on a Monday, finally, in February 2nd. Ben and Woods. Oh, God, please no. 97.3 The Fan. I'm Woodsy. That's Paulie. Chairman Ben Higgins joins us as well. I said to Ben right when he sat down, I go, can we just be done with Groundhog Day after all these years at this point?
Put your little hand in mine.
It happened. Today's Groundhog Day. It is the day that stupid Punxsutawney Phil came out of his hole or whatever and saw his shadow or didn't see his shadow, and 6 more weeks. So, like, it's weird that I hate this more than you because this is right up your alley.
Well,
there's no way a groundhog could actually tell it's,
I grew up in San Diego, and there's no less relevant day
it's
of
irrelevant
the year
than this.
than trying to find out if there's 6 more weeks of winter.
Oh, no.
It's been 80 degrees the last week here in San Diego. Winter's already over in San Diego.
Please, no more of this.
We're not hoping for an early spring. I wouldn't mind if it cooled off a little bit. Honestly, it's supposed to get hotter this week in San Diego. So
yeah, spring here actually kind of sucks because you get some May gray and,
what always bothered me about the Punxsutawney Phil thing is it was counterintuitive. Like, if there was at least some logic to it. So the groundhog pops out of the ground.
Right.
And if he sees his shadow, he gets scared by it, goes back into the ground, and there's 6 more weeks of winter. But doesn't that mean it's a nice sunny day on February 2nd, which would be an indication that, spring's happening. Now, if he doesn't see a shadow, then, oh, great, it's early spring is coming. He wasn't scared. It's like, well, that means it was a crummy day. It might be snowing because he didn't see a shadow. Shouldn't it be the opposite? I never understood.
1,000 people freezing their butts off waiting to worship a rat.
Do we have the real audio?
So I've seen the movie, obviously, many times. I love that movie. I think it's one of Bill Murray's best movies.
I think I hate Groundhog Day so much now that I don't even like the movie.
But I didn't realize. So they actually, that is actually like Punxsutawney. That is exactly what they do.
It might as well be a documentary.
With the guys in the suits and on Gobbler's Knob. And they actually did it this morning.
Save that forever.
That's what it's called. They go to this town center in Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania, to Gobbler's Knob. And here's the audio. This is from this morning. This is these guys dressed in their top hats.
Where
and
are
their
they
suits.
again?
They're Gobbler's Knob.
Thank you.
To Gobbler's Knob.
Sorry, I just wanted to make sure.
You just got a clean one.
Yeah,
Good.
absolutely.
We're good. Hear ye, hear ye, hear ye.
This is real.
Now, on this February 2nd, Punxsutawney Phil, the seer of seers, prognosticator of all prognosticators, was awakened from his wintry nap at dawn on Gobbler's Knob. Phil looked to the skies and then, speaking in groundhogese, directed President Dunkel to the proper scroll, which reads, "It's my great honor to answer your annual call. So I rise again this morning to greet you all. But today I wake thinking of numbers and time.
This is so stupid.
America turns 250 and I'm at least 139.
Get that.
Let's celebrate all,
tranquilized.
young, old, babies, or millennial, and kick off America's semi-quincentennial. We look to the future and not just the past.
You read
So I suppose this party could use a forecast. It is my job this February 2 to look to the skies and report back to you that there is a shadow here on my ground.
No.
6 more weeks of winter abound.
Stupid brat.
By the way, there's no shadows anywhere. That place is as gray and
so
dismal as you can imagine.
Gray and freezing cold. These are grown men out there, by the way, in full tuxedos and just hanging out at Gobbler's Knob. Everyone out there.
Gobbler's Knob.
Yeah, Gobbler's Knob. That's right. That's the greatest.
It's going to be cold. It's going to be gray. And it's going to last you for the rest of your life.
Yeah, I don't know.
But what makes the movie so great is he feels the same way as you do about the whole thing.
Yeah.
He has to go report on it, and
He
it's
does.
just
He's sick to his stomach.
He just thinks it's the most ridiculous, stupid thing he's ever seen.
Well, and he wasn't Gobbler's Knob Media. He was like from Pittsburgh.
Yeah, they
had to
they
like
sent him
shuttle him in.
across
He's
the
like,
state.
oh, I got to spend the night at this bed and breakfast, and this is awful. This is just terrible. What does my life become? As he's out there reporting on it. So, hey, sorry, San Diego. 6 more weeks of this is pretty terrible, but I get it. It doesn't really affect us very much.
But Andy McDowell's in the movie, too.
And that is a win for who and
She's
what?
charming. What, you don't like her?
God.
Come on.
She's not putting my ass in the seat. Oh, Andy McDowell's in it. Can't wait to go see Andy McDowell, by the way.
Oh, my God.
Who reminds me of... No, she's awful. She's awful. She was awful in 4 Weddings and a Funeral. She's terrible in this. Andy McDowell is she's on your list.
I enjoy her craft.
God. Oh, her acting?
Yeah.
She's fine.
Yeah.
But you're like, Andy McDowell's in it, by the way.
Because she's a good
Sign
actress.
me up.
That's not why you said it.
No, she's a good actress.
Are you sexually attracted to Andy McDowell? Because if you are, I don't know if this partnership may only have 6
Not
more
really.
weeks.
Gobbler's knob.
God. It's not
She's delightful, though. She's delightful.
She's not terrible.
Come on.
She's not a selling point for me at all. In fact, if I hear she's in it, it makes me less likely to want to see it. Maybe that's why.
What about Ned Ryerson?
Ned
He's
Ryerson's
great.
amazing. He's so
great.
good. Holy cow. Yeah.
Needle nose Ned.
Mr. Gaskell
Ned the
says
head.
they wake this guy up from hibernation, by the way. Like, hey, also shoot him up with something so he doesn't rip my face off. Shoot him up with some
I
Toradol.
would not trust holding that thing. He was cradling him like a baby.
He says, rips your throat out. 6 more weeks. Like, Andy McDowell's in it. It's going to live in my head for the rest of my life. For the rest of my life. Guys, Andy McDowell's in it. So what?
Like if the groundhog came out in San Diego today, of course he's going to see a shadow.
Of course he is.
It's sunny and bright and
Perfectly beautiful.
we got 6 more weeks of winter to face here, San Diego. I'm sorry to deliver the bad news. I hope you can bear another 6 weeks of this awful, horrible weather that we've been facing this winter.
I got to tell you guys a story about, as you guys know, I'm San Diego's concierge, as you know. Get a lot of random DMs, advice, directions, ideas. I got one over the weekend of like, where do I sign up for autographs at FanFest? I have no idea, man. I just go work it for 2 hours. I'm done. Got a couple, what's a good restaurant here, restaurant there. San Diego's concierge. Well, it's rare that I pull out the concierge bit on someone else, but I did it over the weekend.
You did.
And it's somebody you guys know. And it's somebody we all love. All the tier ones love this guy too. His name's Eno Saris.
Ooh.
And I called upon.
We haven't talked to Eno in a while.
It's been a minute.
I reached out of the blue, kind of.
100%.
You didn't embarrass us, did you?
Maybe. You guys can tell me. But I saw him on MLB Network. He was doing the best pitches in baseball. And, of course, Stuff Plus guy. And talking about Skeens' new sweeper and all this good stuff. And he just crushed his segment. So I got my fantasy baseball coming up.
Oh, God. No, you didn't.
I got my email from the commissioner. Here's your players. You get 5 keepers, 3 pitchers. Here's what you spent on them last year, whatever. So I looked at it, and I finished second place last year on my own without help from anybody. Finished second place, lost in the championship, but won like $1,000. And I have to keep 5 of these guys.
And you asked Eno for his advice.
I did. I concierged him.
No.
Now, listen, hold on. What do you mean?
No,
I didn't ask him for World Series tickets. This is what he lives for.
But can you imagine the number of emails he gets from random athletic fans who are just asking the same question, like, got a keeper league. I got to keep 2 of these 3. Who do you think? I mean, he probably gets, I don't know, 2 dozen of those a day.
Oh, well, get in line because I get the same emails, but just not about fantasy baseball.
But you should know better not to ask him.
What do you mean know better? He's an expert.
Right.
Not a fantasy baseball.
Yes, he is. He's an expert. But he puts out fantasy. His whole podcast is about fantasy baseball.
You should go back and watch all of his content and make your own decisions, not ask him to make the decisions for you. Why don't you just text AJ Preller and ask who he thinks you should keep?
I mean, I
He should know
would
better
if
than
I,
anybody.
If I thought he
would
would
not do that either.
If I thought he would answer.
Of course not.
Good morning, guys.
Cole says this is abuse of my platform. It's shameful. I never do this. Now, if I hit up Eno, it's like, hey man, can you get me down to the clubhouse for the All-Star game? That's different. This is what he does for a living. He loves
it's
it.
not.
It is. He loves this stuff.
But not personally to every single person who follows
Look,
him.
I don't care what everybody else does. I'm talking about what I did.
Well,
all right.
Then just know that every time you get a random question,
here's the
those
funny-
people don't care about all the other random questions you're getting. They just want to ask you about.
Here's the funny part that I'm getting at both barrels from Fun Boy over here, who is like, hey, JD, can we, you think I can get 6 tickets to the Aztecs game? I want to take some friends. You have no problem calling in a favor for like free stuff ever. I just asked the foremost authorities advice. I didn't say you gotta pay my fee.
You're asking him though to put some real true thought into something.
I'm not. I wanted his gut feeling. Just his gut. Take a look at it and give me your gut reaction. Now, here's where it gets interesting. He's unable to just glance at it and give me his opinion. Whereas I get these all right, perfect example. I hooked the guy up with Seals tickets the other night. Never been to a game. So he sends me, hey, man, I'm taking 3 kids with me. What should I do before the game? It's like, I wrote back, well, there's a Chili's or a Chick-fil-A right out front. That's what I didn't go into deep research. I just go, I mean.
There's a gas station
There's
there.
a gas. I think there's a Marshall's, a Payless across the street. There's like
there's
a mall.
Target and Olive Garden.
So
I think is right there.
So that's what I told him. I go, you can go to Chili's or
Depot.
Chick-fil-A. So anyway, Eno was unable to do that. So he writes back.
He gave you a novel, didn't he? He gave you a full breakdown on every player.
Listen to what this SOB did, and he is just the greatest. So he writes back. I said, Eno, it's Woods from Ben and Woods. If you get 5 minutes to look at this, I'll be forever in your debt. Keep 5 players, can only keep 3 pitchers. So I send him my list. He wrote, tell me the settings of the league real quick.
Right.
So he wanted
give
to
you an
see
informed opinion without knowing exactly your league rules specifically.
So I sent him the constitution of the thing, and it's got the settings. He writes back, for F's sake. And then he said, I'll look in a second. When do they do? I said, you've got a while. He writes back yesterday, 4:36. I put your point system in this auction calculator. It doesn't have GIDP and some other stuff, but it's a decent approximation. It says keep Raleigh, Pavetta, and Wu. And I said, great, thank you so much. You're the GOAT. Then he goes, it gets trickier after. Technically, you should keep Ray, but I like bats. He goes on and on and on and on. Looks like your settings favor pitchers with a bit. So many points per inning. Not at the top. Shohei 60 and just goes nuts and just writes out a whole dissertation on what all I needed was give me 5 names off this list to keep. He was unable. He plugged my settings into this Fangraphs calculator, Ben, that now he put my settings in here. I can use this in the draft. So this is a shout out to Eno.
You're practically cheating now.
No, I mean, again,
what are the other people in your league going to have to say about this?
They should start a radio show. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I'm going to use everything at my disposal. I'm not super smart about this stuff. He is. So I called on an expert. And he did it. You guys really have a problem with this? Do you think I've sullied our guest? I mean, our guest came on literally intoxicated last time he came on this show. He was literally.
So you're saying he owes you?
Literally intoxicated on this program. And we turned a blind eye to it. So
as Husey says, I pay Eno for that.
Oh, you do?
That's what Husey
actually,
says.
We do too.
Well, that's a good point.
So
but that's not what we pay him for.
Well, he works for us.
To come.
Does he not?
I think there's really, like, when you pay someone for one thing, does not mean they have to do everything for you. You want Eno to do your laundry.
As you said, they're not your butler because they come on the show once a week.
My butler. Questions Moon says these tools are available out there for everyone. Not if you don't know how to use them. You know what
I
else?
need to pick up at the airport at about 4 o'clock on Tuesday.
You know, the what's that? The jackhammer? I could go rent a jackhammer today. It doesn't mean I have any idea how to use it or how to employ it. So Eno is an angel, a legend. And again, I don't pull out the I need you to concierge for me very often, but when I do, it was good. And he crushed it.
When Eno appears on this program, as all guests do, he appears on the David P. Shapiro fan hotline. David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime. Since 2010, visit davidpshapirolaw.com. We got a lot of giveaways in the second half of the program, including Aztecs tickets, spring training tickets, and coming up in our next segment, we have a 1 week only grand prize for Take on Woods. Just potentially 5 at most qualifiers to win tickets to see Guns N' Roses at Snapdragon Stadium. So if you want to play our game in our next segment, movies, TV, or music, your choice, call now, 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. Play a little Take on Woods, first game of the month coming up.
Since we just talked about it, I had to play it.
Sarah's
This
from
was
the
just about a
Athletic
month and a
joining us
half
here on
ago.
97.3 The Fan. Hi, Eno.
Are you on a bender?
Oh my God.
We're even now.
We had an idea with all those 2:30 a.m. emojis and tweets.
My God.
That was so good.
We're even now. I don't think I overstepped here.
All right.
I really don't.
Fair enough. We'll Take on Woods coming up next year on 97.3 The Fan.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. GEGE 000-466. For a full list of games and rules, play at 7 Mile Casino. Visit 7milecasino.com.
If you do want to get your party on Eno style, you can do so at 7 Mile Casino. Full bar. It's very nice inside, but the real reason to head on down to the best card room in San Diego is for the great card action. The California-style blackjack, Texas Hold'em poker, Pai Gow, and Baccarat in San Diego's most comfortable, up-class card room that you are going to find.
What in the world is up class?
Up class.
Is that a real word?
High class?
High class.
Up class.
Is that I thought he was throwing a new one at me.
It's like up dog.
I think I combined upscale and
Hey,
high
up-
class. A little up class.
High scale.
High scale and up class. It's 7 Mile Casino. I love it. It's just 7 minutes from downtown, which, big selling point for them because a lot of these other card rooms and casinos are way, way out in the middle of nowhere. Not this one, right off Bay Boulevard and the 5, just 7 minutes from Petco Park. If you're so inclined to go down there and have a great time, you will. Smoke-free environment, no slot machines either. It's a cool, comfortable place.
Plus, the food is great. Sammy's at 7 Mile gives you their normal Sammy's wood-fired pizza menu plus the 24/7 players menu. Available any time of the day, 8 in the morning, 2 in the morning, 4 in the afternoon. If you're hungry for a bite, check it out today. It is 7 Mile Casino, just 7 minutes from downtown.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Paulie's getting the final confirmation, but as we mentioned last week, tomorrow we are expected to be joined in studio by the great Uncle Teddy, Ted Leitner, going to come and share some stories with us and just shoot the breeze. It's really just a segment or two that we can take off and
I watched
wind Teddy up and to let him go.
Segment or two. Try an hour.
An hour or two. I watched The Bronx Tale yesterday, and it always reminds me of Uncle Teddy.
Does it?
That was his era.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. Like, that was the era he, grew up in. I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
So I want to talk to him about that.
He grew up in...
I thought he's Bronx, wasn't he?
Bronx, right? Yeah.
That's a Bronx Tale.
Right.
So right there.
That's correct.
Yeah. A Bronx
He was
Tale.
Just north of
Born
Manhattan.
in the Bronx.
Yeah.
1947. So, yeah.
Yeah, it
Would've
was 59 was the setting of Bronx Tale, I
12
believe.
years old at that point.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Just like Sonny and just like Little C or whatever and his friends. So it's just, I watched it yesterday. I go, oh, Uncle Teddy's coming in. Listening to the Yankee games on the radio and Mickey Mantle and all that. Just incredible. He's had such an incredible baseball life.
Broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios. We know how. It is Ben and Woods, and it is time to play our first game of the month. Let's take on Woods. Take on Woods brought to you by Bay Alarm, security and fire alarms for every business. We got you. And let's go with, is this Steven?
Yes.
Hello, Steven. You ready to be our contestant today and take on Woods?
Yep.
All right, let's do this. If you can beat or tie Woods, you will qualify for our grand prize drawing at the end of the week. So you might be the only one to win a pair of tickets for Guns N' Roses coming to Snapdragon Stadium on September 2nd. Get your tickets at Ticketmaster.com. Big local show. And then Paulie says we'll get a new grand prize next week. This is a one-week only opportunity, and you get the choice of our three categories, music, TV, or movies. We'll start. Our TV category is still The Replacements. Those are TV shows in which a main character was just swapped out in the middle. We've got our music category, 5 Alive, 5 bands or artists with the word 5 in their name. And our new movies category is martial arts, all about movies loaded with martial arts action. So would you like to play TV, The Replacements, music, 5 Alive, or movies, martial arts, Steven?
I'm going to go with TV.
TV. All right. We've been holding on this one. My buddy Scott actually came up with this category for me. There's 5 different shows where a main character had to be replaced for one reason or another in the middle of the show's run. You'll have 60 seconds to answer as many of the 5 questions as you can. If you don't know one, say pass. We'll come back to it if there's time left on the clock. Steven, are you ready to play?
Yeah.
All right, let's do this. The category again, TV, The Replacements. Your time begins when I start asking the first question. Good luck, Steven. Let's take on Woods. The actress who played Becky switched back and forth multiple times on which long-running...
Roseanne.
Correct. A contract dispute led to the replacement of brothers Bo and Luke with cousins Coy and Vance in the 5th season of which Georgia-based CBS series that debuted in 1979.
Dukes of Hazzard?
Correct. After character Steve Rhodes left to become a park ranger, Ted McGinley was hired as Jefferson Darcy to play Al's neighbor on which Fox network hit?
Married with Children?
Correct. Mila Kunis replaced Party of Five's Lacey Chabert as the voice of Meg on which long-running animated series?
Family Guy.
Correct. When actor Dick York died, he was replaced by actor Dick Stevens as Samantha's husband on which early TV supernatural... Correct. A 5 for 5. Well done, Steven. You are good to go. You are into the drawing for Guns N' Roses. The only question is, can Woods match your 5 answers in this category? He didn't watch a lot of TV. I think you got this one. All right, Steven's score is locked in. Got a television category for you today.
Okay.
It's what 60
Probably
seconds.
my worst.
I know.
My worst of them.
I know. 60 seconds back on the clock. Your time begins when I read the first question. Good luck, Woods. Let's take on Steven. The actress who played Becky switched back and forth multiple times on which long-running blue-collar comedy on ABC?
Roseanne.
Correct. A contract dispute led to the replacement of brothers Bo and Luke with cousins Coy and Vance in the 5th season of which Georgia-based CBS...
Dukes of Hazzard.
Correct. After character Steve Rhodes left to become a park ranger, Ted McGinley was hired as Jefferson Darcy.
Married with Children.
Correct. Mila Kunis replaced Party of Five's Lacey Chabert as the voice of Meg on which long-running animated series?
Pass.
Which actor, or when actor Dick York died, he was replaced by actor Dick Stevens as Samantha's husband.
Bewitched.
Correct. Mila Kunis replaced Party of Five's Lacey Chabert as the voice of Meg on which long-running animated series? Woods hates his cartoons.
I know. King of the Hill.
Married or Family Guy, which means Steven 5 to 4 beats Steven.
I was so happy.
Yeah, you did pretty well on the Replacements. Those are shows in which
beats Woods.
Main characters were replaced in the middle of the run. Good job, Steven. Stay on the line. We'll put you into the drawing for the Guns N' Roses tickets at the end of this 1 week grand prize drawing.
Woods not knowing the Family Guy question is crazy. Is it? If you've listened to the show, it's not. Not even a little bit.
That's right. The actor, it was Dick Sargent. Did I say Dick Stevens? Yeah, it was.
Yeah, Cat Stevens.
So
I
actually looked at this. It's so weird. Did you watch Bewitched?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so it was weird because both guys were named Dick, and they looked like exactly alike. And one guy died, and they just replaced him with a different
next Dick
husband. But I actually looked up, and I felt bad. Dick Stevens was just his stage name. His actual name was Dick Cox. And
Dick Stevens is not even his real name. Darren Stevens.
Dick Sargent was actually named Dick Cox. Yeah.
Dick Sargent's real name was Dick Cox, who then replaced Dick York to play Darren Stevens.
Yes, that's right. Darren Stevens.
Wow. Wow. That's a lot.
That was so much.
That's a lot to process. Even I confused myself with the question. It doesn't matter.
His face was like, we went blank. He was like,
both characters, both you and him are Steven. We had Dick Dick Sargent was not. Yeah. Sorry, my bad.
A lot of dicks.
That's so good.
Wow. I get that names were different back then, and he was born in 1920 something.
Yeah,
but
his dad's a bit master. So clearly, it doesn't matter.
Mr. and Mrs. Cox.
Yeah, his dad was a total. Hey, watch this, babe. You can't. I'm gonna. Back then, he was probably like, you pipe down. You have no say in this. All right? I mean, I like to do bits here. Oh, my God, that's good. That is really – I was like, oh, I got it. With 4 out of 5, I was very pleased. Great job, Steven or
right,
Darren or Dick or whatever your name is.
We'll take a break. When we come back, I got some news about some positions for Padres players and also an update from Eric Grupner on the process of this potential sale of the team. We'll get to all of that coming up next on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. First, though, I want to tell everybody a little bit more about my friends at Trajan Wealth. This is something new to me, but I've been excited about getting my financial affairs in order. A lot of people think retirement planning is just about numbers, but it's not just math. It's lifestyle, timing, healthcare, peace of mind, and more. That's why Trajan Wealth takes a different approach. TRAJAN Wealth.com. Their fiduciary advisors build retirement strategies based on realistic options that align with your goals and circumstances, not generic formulas. Whether retirement is decades away or right around the corner, having a clear plan can make all the difference. Trajan Wealth right here in San Diego with offices in Carlsbad and Del Mar. If you've been wondering whether your plan truly fits your life, might be time for a second look. Call 619-367-0207. Again, 619-367-0207. You can also explore your options at TRAJANwealth.com. That's TRAJANwealth.com. Trajan Wealth. Plan smarter, dream bigger. Advisory services through Trajan Wealth LLC, SEC registered investment advisor. Client paid advertisement, additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
He just here. I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Nothing. Now,
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
It's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
Oh, that is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? This spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Got a question for you. We just played a little Take on Woods. Steven qualified for the trip to Guns N' Roses. But
Yeah,
I learned
buddy.
that you did watch Bewitched
Yes, I did.
growing up. I watched a ton of reruns
Yeah.
of Bewitched as well.
Loved her.
This was a cool show. I mean, the magical housewife Samantha Stevens. Now, you remember how she made her magic work.
A little.
She twitched her nose.
Twitched her nose.
But can anyone can
No.
you actually twitch your nose? You can't move your nose, right? She was just moving her lips back and forth. You can't. Can people actually make their nose move? I don't know. I'm like, my nose doesn't move at all. No,
No.
matter what I do, it's
Pretty
right.
stationary.
I can move my face a little bit, but I don't think you can twitch your nose.
Gosh, she was so pretty. What was her name? Barbara Eden?
Elizabeth Montgomery.
Oh, well, the Barbara Eden too. No, it was I
she
Dream
was
of
that Dream
Jeannie.
of Jeannie.
She was beautiful.
She was
too.
also magic.
Man.
She did the whole
The
bob her head.
Bob her head.
with
That's
her-
right.
With the thing, but
What was her name? Elizabeth Montgomery.
Elizabeth Montgomery.
Yeah, she's beautiful. Beautiful. That's it. That's it.
I just never understood because I thought she did it by moving her lips back and forth. Then I realized, no, she's trying to twitch her nose.
I
but
could
don't-
never even flare my nostrils. Yeah, there it is. Ding, ding, ding. I could never do my nostrils. Could you?
No,
the people
I-
that could like.
I have very
I can like
little
move them, but I
I have
can't.
very little like facial contortion. Like
Yeah.
I look at Jim
Jim
Carrey. and I
Carrey.
go, how do people make their
Don't
face
know.
I could never
so
do,
many
expressions.
expressions.
Adam Sandler does it a lot. Wiggle the ears. I could never
Mm-mm.
move my ears.
Can't move your ears.
Oh yeah, some people can. They can like
Yeah,
totally
they're
wiggle
moving,
them.
like-
I can't do it.
I can sort of see your ears moving. You can.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
What are you doing? Because I can't. move my
I'm
ears.
flexing it like in here. See, I can't do it quick,
I'm
but
gonna give
look.
myself like an aneurysm.
I know. I feel like I am. Barbara Eden's still alive, age 92. All right.
I just felt like I'll never make it in Hollywood because
No,
I
you
can't.
won't.
I can't
That's
emote
why.
myself.
You got everything else.
My face.
You were so
I've
close.
got the movie star good looks.
Just can't
I've
wiggle
got
your
the-
nose.
I got the great
voice.
I
Yes.
just can't. I can't make facial expressions.
No, you're actually too tall to be a movie
That
star.
is very true.
They're
Although
all
there are some tall ones nowadays.
very few. They're like the tall ones are 5'8". That guy's huge, man. But like the
some TV stars.
maybe, but the real movie stars are like
They're all tiny.
they're like 5'2". Like Tom Cruise,
there's-
like 5'3". dude.
You know, you got your Jason Momoas,
Right,
and
right.
Dwayne the
Your-
Rock
your
Johnson,
big
but
guys,
Like,
like-
I always think about like Vince Vaughn has always been the
He's
big guy
huge.
in movies.
Yeah.
He's always the big guy. He's like 6'3".
Yeah.
he's a big dude,
He's a big
but he's
dude.
not like he looks like he's 6'7" in every movie he's in.
Yeah, all these guys are little bubs, dude. But
Like Vince Vaughn, 6'5".
6'5", okay.
You know,
He's
it's pretty
big.
pretty tall. Tim Robbins is 6'5".
big dude.
Well, it's Christopher Lee, the guy from Lord of the Rings. Liam Neeson, 6'4".
Is he? He's a
Chevy
big
Chase,
dude.
6'4". John Lithgow, 6'4". There are some tall movie stars. Clint Eastwood, 6'4". I had
didn't
no
know that.
idea
I didn't know that.
he was that tall.
But like, I just always think like Tom Cruise is really little, like a little
he's,
bub.
He's very small.
Ben Stiller, those guys, just little tiny guys.
Like Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh yeah, I bet he's like 5'6", 5'8".
6 foot.
Oh, he's 6 foot. I don't buy it. I just watched Titanic last night. Didn't look 6 foot. Kate Winslet was like 6'3" then, because she was
taller than
way
he is,
tall.
yeah.
She's so beautiful in that movie.
Well,
God.
got a bit of an update on the Padres sale over the weekend from Eric Grupner. We'll get to that and more after a quick check of traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is sponsored by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. He reports of a collision westbound King Freeway at 30th Street. That's got the right lane blocked. And in the North County, crash clearing on southbound 15 for Via Rancho Parkway. Northbound 15, accident cleared before Mira Mesa Boulevard. And a crash up ahead at West Bernardo in the clearing stage. Heads up, San Diego. The next long weekend is coming up. Get road ready now. Valvoline Instant Oil Change gets you in and out fast. No appointment needed. Real pros check lights, fluids, and tires with any oil change. Locations and coupons at SoCalOilChange.com. Valvoline Instant Oil Change, your 15-minute drive-through oil change. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben & Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Well, one thing I've learned during the process of this Padres potential sale is don't come to Ben for any insight on the Padres potential sale, because everything that I thought I knew has been wrong so far. We talked last week about the fact that, you know, Kevin Acee kind of hearing rumors that a sale may not really be a sale. It may just be some new minority investors with the Seidlers retaining control. I have also been under the impression that this is going to be a very long process, that we weren't going to know anything until maybe the All-Star break, maybe near the end of the season. But according to Eric Grupner and other things that I think we've both been hearing, she says sale talks are proceeding at a really good pace. And we may get news on a potential new Padres owner much sooner than at least I expected. Maybe even during spring training or around the beginning of the season, they may have news on what's going to happen for the future of the San Diego Padres.
Timeline originally, the news came out in what, November
I think.
mid-November, call it. We kind of thought about a year, right? We were thinking towards the end of the season, maybe after the season. But it does sound like maybe certainly sooner than then.
Yeah, I mean, based on things that I've heard, based on things that Eric said, yeah, I mean, look, again, as soon as you get this thing done, the puzzle pieces kind of fall into place a little bit more. So I think if, you know, we were talking to Craig earlier, and I don't think he missed my point entirely, but if I'm AJ Preller, it's not I want a 5-year deal that secures me through any ownership. It's, I want to know that the next owner is ready to spend some cash, because I'm the POBO. And I don't want to be a po' boy. I want to spend money. I want to spend all of your money when you get here. If you don't feel like you're going to come in here immediately with a burning desire that I and my staff have, I don't know that I want to re-sign. I could I could go get another gig somewhere else with maybe a little bit more open pocketbook.
Like, are you going to keep it rolling, or are we starting fresh? Because I don't know that he wants to do that.
No.
I also think we have no idea how much of a curveball the lockout is on a potential sale.
100%.
Like, is it better to buy closer to then or get it done now and just have it all figured out?
I just don't think you can. I just don't think you can. You can. You have to plan for things that haven't happened, but you can't work yourself out of a deal because a lockout may happen, in my opinion. Like if I'm the owner, a new potential owner.
If you're a prospective buyer of the team, you're like, do you want to get this done and get your office set up before the lockout
Let me
happens,
buy something.
or-
Let me buy something that may stop paying me. That may stop making me
I
money.
would say, and again, I've been wrong about everything, so just throw this into the mix. But if I'm a potential,
Do the opposite.
if I'm a potential new owner, I am looking at this investment for, like his potential decade, 2 decades.
Of course,
So
yeah. This isn't
something that's going to
year over
happen in
year.
the short term. I'm going to assume that baseball is going to continue
Correct. After this,
after a lockout or not lockout or whatever, and I'm not really factoring that in. I'm going, yeah, I'd prefer not to have a lockout because that's no fun to start my new ownership with no games if that's
right.
If that really is the case. But ultimately, I'm thinking, well, what does baseball look like in 2030, 2035, 2040? And my investment, is it going to continue to grow, and are we going to have a chance to win? I'm not that concerned with the immediate next 12 months of the future of baseball. I'm concerned about the next 12 years.
Yeah, it's a good
of
point.
Baseball.
No, that's you actually might be
Might
right.
be right on this one finally.
Watch you be wrong.
Nope, that's completely. No one wants to buy the team because they're worried about a lockout.
Everybody just do the opposite of what Ben says. I'm George. I'm unemployed. I live with my parents.
No matter who the owner is, the baseball of business continues. And we did get some notes. We kind of discussed them earlier. And again, this is predicated on who is on the team right now. But AJ Preller and Craig Stammen were kind of asked about potential, lineups and where people are going to slot in. And they said, well, right now, Gavin Sheets is basically slotted in as the primary first baseman, with Jake Cronenworth slotted in at second base. That means Sungmoon Song is more of a backup utility infielder who can play different positions, maybe even in the outfield as well. And that would indicate that the designated hitter, and AJ said this, is going to be viewed as a spot to get starters off their feet for a half day.
I don't like this necessarily. I really don't.
But do you like the opposite as well?
The opposite being go sign a DH, or
like an everyday DH,
or like a first baseman, right? I mean, Gavin Sheets is not a first baseman. He's played a little bit of first base, but he's not a first baseman. And there are first basemen out there. So, and again, this is a team that desperately needs slugging. We know that. We do. A guy on Twitter yesterday goes, well, we've got slug. They just need to slug. And I go, yeah, well, both things can be true. Like, can't have too much. There's never been a team that's like, we just slug too much, guys. I don't know what to do. We're slugging the ball too much. Too many doubles, too many triples, too many home runs for our team. Both things can be true. You can expect more out of Manny and Merrill and Xander and Toddy and Crony, but you also need to add slug, and you need to add a first baseman, a real, legitimate, true first baseman. I don't know why it's been such a bugaboo for AJ Preller since he's been the general manager here, but it has. It's been a huge, huge gaping hole, lack of slug.
Now, Gavin Sheets said, I am a first baseman. I mean, they moved me to the outfield in Chicago, but I came up as a first baseman, and given the chance to focus on that in the offseason, I'm looking forward to being a first baseman again. But I agree with you.
It's not necessarily a knock on him.
I think the best course of action is a platoon complement to Gavin Sheets, which makes him a part-time first baseman, a part-time DH,
right,
but still have the opportunity to get Manny a DH day once a week or so and have him out on his feet a little bit less. I don't want the idea of we got to get this DH's bat in the lineup every day, which means if Manny's going to play, he's got to play third. Manny's not going to want to sit.
No.
As much as you can put all the numbers in front of him, Manny, you're going to be better off playing 142 games. The only way you're getting him to sit is by DHing him most of the time. Yeah, you can get a half dozen days totally off over the course of the year, but if you want Manny healthier at the end of the year, it's going to require DHing, I would say, like 4 or 5 times a month at least. And you can't do that necessarily. If you've got a DH, you need their bat in the lineup every single day.
And again, Gavin Sheets being able to play the outfield if you need it. If something happens to Laureano or one of the guys in the outfield, having some options. But again, just getting a first baseman, right-handed power bat. Again, Rhys Hoskins is out there. That's been a name that a lot of people have mentioned.
Jordan mentions Paul Goldschmidt.
Paul Goldschmidt.
We've talked about.
Yeah,
Is there anything left? Who knows?
Yeah, I know. I know. It's just at this point, it's like it's just hard, I think, for the fans because you're like, guys, you know exactly what you need. You know, you need to find some slug, and they have not addressed that at all so far this offseason.
I do think the
We've lost
Padres
slug.
are best off with Jake Cronenworth every day at second
100%.
base. We haven't seen Sungmun Song and his really what he looks like defensively or offensively. So
just had a baby. Congratulations to Sung Moon Song. Yeah, he's going to be out.
We'll learn more in spring training.
Yeah.
If he looks fantastic, well, you know what? Other options can be on the table.
Sure.
If he needs to play every single day, that's a great problem to have. I'm not going to count on him being an everyday contributor right away. Most guys, even Ha-Seong Kim, needed like a season to really adjust to the major league fastballs and just the style of baseball. So many games. They play more games than they do in the Korean League. I don't think Sungwon Song's going to be a guy that you're counting on heavily this season.
It's still got a lot of question marks, man.
Lots. Yeah, lots. I'm way more excited about opening day starting 9 this year than I was last, but that doesn't mean there's not
I don't even
some
know
holes.
about that. I don't know that I could say way more.
Before we finish
Hayward,
this hour,
Maldonado.
We want to give away a pair of tickets tomorrow night's San Diego State basketball game against Wyoming. You can call now, 833-288-0973. Fourth caller during our top of the hour break can win 2 tickets. Aztecs Cowboys tomorrow. Get your own tickets at goaztecs.com. We'll come back. Reindl Report and a shout out to her family next on The Fan. Broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios. We know how. Final hour of Ben and Woods on a Monday. Congratulations to Dylan, I believe it was, who just won the San Diego State basketball tickets for tomorrow night's game at Viejas Arena. We actually have another giveaway of Padres spring training tickets to give away later this hour. And just want to let everybody know that you can tune in to 97.3 The Fan beginning next week for Sam Levitt, Spring Training Sammy's coverage live from Padres spring training in Peoria, presented by David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. Sammy's going to be with us every day, all shows, all platforms, with his absolute exquisite daily coverage of Padres spring training.
Love it. It's like that one of those mile markers. You know that you're getting close when you get Spring Training Sammy on.
Before we do anything else, though, it is 9 o'clock, and we are still rolling on with our biggest fan contest. Your chance to qualify for our grand prize drawing, 20 tickets for you and your friends for a night in our Odyssey Suite at a Padres game this upcoming season with all the fan staff catered by Spiro's Mediterranean Cuisine. If you hear your name called, you'll have 10 minutes to call us back at 833-288-0973. And this week's first biggest fan is Sean Johnson from San Diego. Sean Johnson, you are on the clock, and only if you're a Sean Johnson who has put their name into the hopper at 97.3 thefansd.com /biggest fan, because I imagine there's a few Sean Johnsons.
SHAWN.
SHAWN. That's good to clarify, since there are multiple spellings.
Phone numbers too.
We will double check, but you've got 10 minutes, Sean, to call us at 833-288-0973. Later this hour, I want to play some of the Fernando Tatis Jr. audio from FanFest. He seems like, in his own mind, poised for a very big season, which would be, well, a game changer for your San Diego Padres. We'll talk about what Fernando had to say. But first, Paulie's got some headlines today. It is time for the Reindl Report. And get things started here with our today's edition of the Reindl Report.
Now tuned into the greatest.
Welcome to the Reindl Report with Paul Reindl.
Hi, Paul. All right.
Two stories from the world of sports that we haven't gotten to yet.
We'll start off in Major League Baseball.
And one story that you didn't know you needed.
Are you laughing, biatch?
It's the Reindl Report
Hey, Paul, how you doing? Okay, how are you?
on 97.3 The Fan.
Are you ready to bless the mood? I need some help, please.
That was good.
Can I get a yeah? Oh, yeah.
All right.
All right.
All right.
All right.
All right. Happy Monday, gentlemen.
Yes, sir.
Let's get started here. I got a sports story for you. We will start off in the world of hockey. We don't talk a ton of hockey on the show, but had something pretty crazy over the weekend. So it was the Stadium Series match between the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Boston Bruins. They were playing in an outdoor stadium, which always looks cool to me, at least on television and seeing the highlights. But Boston was leading this game 5-2 about halfway through the second period. So about halfway through the entire game. Up 5-2, and there was a play close to the Boston net. Tampa Bay trying to score, trying to get back into it, and everybody gets tangled up like right in front of the net. The goalie starts taking swings. The Boston goalie starts taking swings at the Tampa Bay player. And when that happened, the Tampa Bay goalie by himself on the other side of the ice calls out the Boston goalie. He saw him going after his guy, and we got ourselves a good old-fashioned goalie fight. And they throw down. The two goalies called each other out. They meet at the center ice, and they go at it. And the Tampa Bay Lightning goalie, he ends up winning the fight. Tampa Bay goes on to score, come back from a 5-2 deficit, and they go on to win the game.
They win. Oh, my God.
And they credited.
Oh, what a good tilt.
They credited the goalie fight for rallying them together, and they were like, all right, we got to come back and we got to win this game now.
Bro, that was a good one.
It was a good
one.
one.
Really good. Yeah, I wish baseball fights looked like that. They always seem to just bounce back, no problem. They go sit in the penalty box, and they're like, hey, nice job. No, you too. And then they're done.
But that would be like one closer fighting another closer.
So great.
Like you'd both have to come in from
Run
your
out.
respective bullpen.
Like, you see the bullpens.
To me,
it's always my favorite thing in a baseball brawl is the bullpens. They make me laugh
running of the
every
bullpens.
single time. It'd be like the two closers just meeting in center field or
we're
something.
going at it in like the third inning. Like closers are going at it. I think a lot of people would assume, outdoor stadium game, Boston, Tampa Bay. That game, up in Boston?
It was in no, it was at Raymond James.
It was in Tampa.
Yeah,
which
at Tampa. 64,000 people.
It's been so cold in Florida that they probably barely needed the refrigeration system for the ice anyway, because they were already having ice flurries in Florida this week.
Jordan says baseball, basketball fights always hold me back. Scuffles, rarely seen. Blows thrown. Yes, still like them though. I still like the hold me back.
Baseball, when you get a good one, it's usually a good one.
Yeah,
but it's a lot of just pushing and shoving.
I still like it. I still gets me really charged up when you get a real chippy game.
I'm telling you, one day I just want to see the two bullpens, instead of running in from left center and right center to the infield, just run at each other and start fighting.
You're right there.
I mean, we got to talk to a relief pitcher in spring training. I want to know, like, how are you not cracking up? Like, the fight's been over for 2 minutes and you're all just jogging in. It's very eye-watering.
KG says, if baseball fights were like hockey fights, Tommy Pham would be paid more than Ohtani.
100%.
If you had needed an enforcer,
a goon,
a baseball goon. And there are guys in hockey who aren't that great at hockey, but they are great at fighting.
I love it.
And you need one of those, at least old school. You needed one of those on your roster.
All right, we will move over to the world of Hollywood. This was a big one that we lost on Friday afternoon, I believe.
Right when we got out of here.
Like right as we were getting out of here, the legendary Catherine O'Hara passed away at the age of 71.
So sad.
I think this happened actually on Thursday nights or early Friday morning. She was having trouble breathing, and paramedics were called. But where to begin with her? I mean, God, she was just a legend in the business.
Been around for a long time.
I think for most people, it's Home Alone as the mom.
Yep.
But really, her best roles were in the Christopher Guest mockumentary
Best in
movies.
Show. She's unbelievable.
To me, she's like your mom. If your mom was like the funniest
lady of all time.
Yeah.
She was on SCTV, Second City Television. She won an Emmy for that.
John Candy with them together.
Yep.
I mean,
she's been in so many movies, touched so many people. Absolute comedic.
Oh, yeah, Beetlejuice. I loved her.
You've seen Best in Show, haven't you?
Yes, absolutely.
God, she's incredible. She plays the reformed, morally casual woman that slept with everyone, and her new husband's like, is there anybody on the planet that you didn't make love to at some point? And she just crushes that role.
Recently, I enjoyed her in the studio as well.
Oh, yeah. She was great.
She was really good in that as well.
Oh, made me so sad.
Yeah.
Saw a lot of tributes from everybody in the industry over the weekend. The one that got everybody, I think, though, was Macaulay Culkin. He posted a picture of them from Home Alone and them more recently. And he just says, Mama, I thought we had time. I wanted more. I wanted to sit in a chair next to you. I heard you, but I had so much more to say. I love you. I'll see you later.
Absolute gut wrench. Gut wrenching post.
Polly, you know how we have to do it.
Yeah, shout out to her family.
Yep.
Yes.
This is BBC News. We're interrupting our schedules for the following announcement. Buckingham Palace has announced the death of Her Majesty
Shout out to her family.
She was incredibly funny.
Yeah, she was great. All right, finally, we will wrap it up. The Grammys were last night.
Waiting
Haven't
all
even talked
morning.
about that. Yeah, how much of the Grammys did you watch? We'll start there.
I watched quite a bit.
I had it on for about an hour and a half or so. I wasn't paying that close attention.
Missed some in the middle. Saw the open. Missed some in the middle. Saw the end, close to the end.
I watched the end, and then when they recycled back to the West Coast feed, the beginning again, I think, is when I had it on.
It was a big night for Bad Bunny. What a week for him, by the way. Wins multiple Grammys last night, including Album of the Year for DTMF. And then he's got the Super Bowl, of course, this coming Sunday up in Santa Clara. Best New Artist went to Olivia Dean. Record of the Year. I always have to ask every year. Record of the Year,
like
Song of the Year,
song.
Album of the Year.
Song is for the writer. Record is for the performer. Album is for the whole album.
Okay, so Album of the Year went to Bad Bunny. Record of the Year went to Luther, Kendrick Lamar, and SZA. And then Song of the Year was Billie Eilish and her brother Phineas for Wildflower. Lady Gaga won. Who else was there yesterday? Oh, of course. Jelly Roll. Big JR. He won an award. He won Best Country Duo and Group Performance with Shabuzi. And then he also won
Best Contemporary
Country Album for
Contemporary
Beautifully.
is code for diarrhea is what it's code for.
It's telling that they had to separate it out from like, okay, we can't put this all in the same category.
Number
anymore.
one, Best Diarrhea Album of the Year, Jelly Roll. I'm so over it.
There was one point in the show, I think one of the best new artists. So I really liked what they did for the new artists. Instead of just reading the names and maybe a snippet of their songs, they had all 5 or 6 performers play a song back to back to back to back to back. So you got to like see every one of the new artists, which I thought was pretty cool. And I think it was one of those. Leon Thomas was singing, and he's pretty sexy, like R&B. He was good. And then they cut to like the crowd, and I saw Jelly Roll making out with his wife Bunny on the floor, which is a wild sentence to even say.
It's a wild scene, man.
Saw Jelly Roll making out with his wife Bunny at the Grammys, sitting next to, who is it? Teddy Swims.
You're just making names up now.
Everyone was tweeting. Everyone was tweeting at me, congratulations, because of my Halloween costume.
The Grammys.
Yeah.
Teddy Swims.
He looks just like him.
Who is Teddy
He
Swims?
looks like Jelly Roll. They look the same. Same.
Okay.
He's another singer.
That's you. No, that's Jelly Roll. No, it's both of you.
That's
Are either of them
Woods
Teddy
and
Swims?
Jelly Roll, I think that we're.
Could you do
looking at.
Teddy Swims for your next Halloween costume?
I could actually. It's not that much different.
I didn't know that's what Teddy Swims looks like. I've
Yeah.
never seen him.
It's just like him.
I thought it was like Jelly Roll's brother or cousin or something.
Purple says such sad eyes. Yeah, Jelly Roll and I have been through it. We've seen a lot in our short time on the planet.
Jayton Colin Dimsdale, known professionally as Teddy Swims.
Oh. What's Jelly Roll's real name? Did you look that up?
I can look that up for you.
I've heard it before.
Jason Bradley DeFord.
Okay. Uncle Teddy Swims joins us tomorrow on the program. We should have him dressed up with a bunch of tats on his face. Let's see. I had a lot of, the bummer for me, Paulie and Ben, and you guys listening, all of my favorite categories, I get a tweet about 4 hours before the Grammy starts.
They don't even make it to the Grammys.
They don't even like
the Cure one, a handful of Grammys.
The Cure one, finally.
9 Inch Nails one.
9 Inch Nail. I would like to see them. Deftones were nominated. Jason Isbell was nominated. Sure would like to see some of these super talented performers like get the nod or go up and win that. Turnstile won for best metal album over Deftones. They're awesome. They don't perform. It's just like all my favorites. I don't really get to see. I get a notification about.
You see somber.
Huh?
Somber.
SMBR.
SOMBR.
SOMBR.
He gets rid of the E, but not the O.
Yep.
Just kind of an emo looking dude. Best new artist nominee.
So Ray says rock is dead, bro. I know it is. I'm still hanging on, holding
It'll come
on.
back.
It'll come back.
Everything comes back
A
again.
little bit of rock yesterday.
That was
during
pretty cool.
The in memoriam segment.
That was
and
pretty solid.
They kind of put all the rock legends in their own category there in the memoriam, and you had Post Malone.
Do we have some
singing.
of that audio?
I can pull it.
It
up.
was War Pigs. Please pull that up. because
War
I thought
Pigs it was who was it?
It was Slash and
Duff, Chad
from Red Hot Chili Peppers, and Andrew Watt, who's just shredded in a fur coat, by the way. Looked incredible. It's awesome. And then Post Malone filling in for Ozzy, the dearly departed John Michael Osborne. And they had Ozzy's family there. And every time they would pan to them, I would lose my mind. I would lose it because they're watching them do this performance. Listen to this.
Plot destruction. There's construction.
How do you think Posty did? Pull it off? Yeah, kind of.
I think he did okay. I think he did it as Post Malone. He wasn't trying to sound like Ozzy.
Yeah.
And for me, because I thought about that. I go, I'm kind of turned off by this country phase that he's in right now, Post Malone.
Yeah.
And I go,
he should go rip.
If he would have done that War Pigs performance, like call it 4 or 5 years ago, I would have thought it was awesome. And now I feel like just in my head, subconsciously, I'm like, you're a little country pop star now. So I'm trying not to let that
like
cloud my vision or whatever. I think it was okay.
Ray nails it. T-Pain, you know T-Pain, the rapper?
Yeah.
No one's ever done a better cover of War Pigs on the planet than
I've never seen
T-Pain.
that.
You got to see it.
He's fantastic.
It's absolutely incredible. He did it when Ozzy was still alive, so Ozzy got a chance to see it. But it is unbelievably great. So I thought it was good. It's nice seeing Slash. I mean, my guys are getting old. My guys are getting old. You look at him, you're like, geez, all right.
Cher won the Lifetime Achievement Award.
Yeah.
She was a little
she had some
scattered
trouble
up there
That
on
was
stage
hysterical,
because she accepted the award and then started walking
She
off.
forgot
and
to do the
then Trevor
nominations.
noticed that you're also supposed to do some nominations.
He's like, I can do it, but it's not going to be the same, Cher.
And then she got the envelope and she didn't open it. And she said, they told me it was going to be on the teleprompter. And she says, no, the envelope, you
Just
have to
open
actually
it up.
open it up and read the winner.
She said it all without her face moving at all, even a little. Hello. She had the AJ Hawk face, but with a voice
But you
coming
could
out
also
of it.
see the entire audience, how much they just love
Oh,
her
they love
and
her.
And the
respected
Grammy
her.
goes to.
And the Grammy goes
Oh, they told me it was going to be on the prompter. Oh, the Grammy goes to Luther Vandross.
Something like that.
I think
Luther
she said
something.
Luther Vandross. I'm not sure.
Luther is,
Yeah.
it's the
The song was called Luther.
yes.
I agree. Megan in the chat. They should have let Turnstile perform 100%. They would have ripped it. It's okay. Like you can make it for everybody at this point. They just don't. They
Yeah.
just don't.
Michelle says Cher has always been loopy. I mean, she married Sonny Bono. There had to be something going on there.
Yeah,
But it's Cher. You're just like, whatever. We're just
Cher.
We're in her presence, and she can have whatever. She can do whatever she wants on that stage.
So my wife loved it. She loves
Lady Gaga was good.
She's unbelievable.
She's
my God.
Every time I see her perform,
You're like,
Gaga,
come on.
I go, she is the coolest
This
chick.
legend.
I gotta see her. I think.
Yeah, so
it would be so
good.
much fun. I thought Sabrina Carpenter's great.
I bet you did, Panama Red.
Yeah.
I did too, by the way.
Yeah. I was watching. I think she opened. She was like the first performer, and I go, look, I know she is not making music for me, but she's adorable. She is cute as a button. I can't find any flaws in her game.
How old is she now?
Probably like 30, close to 30.
No.
Sabrina Carpenter? She's been around for a little while. She is 26.
Yeah, you giant creep, dude. I'm right there.
It's okay with Paul.
I'm right there with fair. For us, it's way out.
She turns 27.
Paul's a lot closer to Sabrina Carpenter's age than you
put it
are to
this
your
way,
wife.
It's single
true.
digits for me. Single
Would you
digit
wear
years.
Ben? Would you wear Chapel Roan's dress at the next Ben and Woods?
That was I'm not going to show that one on the
I
YouTube
just don't, how would you
stream.
attach it to my nipples?
She pierced. It's pierced through her nipples.
Right.
And it
I don't
hangs
want to pierce anything just
from-
for an article of clothing.
Would you please though? What if it's Christmas themed and we pierce? Your
Make it
nipples?
classy.
It was unbelievable.
That was a dress.
Yeah, that was great.
That was a dress.
Great.
I'll
I
just
was a
let
big
you
fan.
guys all go find that on your own.
Yeah.
Speaking of high fashion red carpet events, Fernando Tatis Jr. hosted one on Friday night. And he also then made a very exciting appearance at FanFest on Saturday. We'll talk a little bit about Tatis and the season he expects to have for himself coming up for the Padres. Next with Ben and Woods after a quick check of traffic. Don't go away. More on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open. Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
This hour on 97.3 The Fan brought to you by GL Pools, the company trusted by thousands of San Diegans to keep their pools sparkling, swim-ready, and expertly maintained. Call GL Pools now and say radio for a free month of service. Going to give away some Padres spring training tickets in just a couple of minutes. But first, let's talk about Fernando Tatis Jr. and his big weekend, starting with his Fernando Tatis Jr. Foundation big dinner and black tie gala hosted by Don Orsillo. Saw some nice pictures of Don in his tux and Fernando in his just absolutely
it's very stylish,
scorchingly stylish outfit that he had going at the event on Friday night. And then, of course, Fernando at FanFest signing autographs and talking with fans and talking to the media. I thought one of the most interesting questions, and he kind of talked about not living up to his own offensive expectations in 2025 and why he thinks 2026 is going to be a different story.
When you look back on last season, Fernando, what do you think some of the struggles were offensively for you?
Mechanical, more than anything else, but it was actually more about trusting a process that it was going in there, and that I wish I can go into more details, but I definitely feel that's definitely behind us, and I know this year on the offensive side is going to be really special.
You said, I believe it was last year, that when your head's in the right place, you're second to none on the baseball field. Is your head in the right place this year?
It is, and looking forward to keep growing as a player and as a man. And like I said, my best years are definitely ahead of me, and this year is going to be one of those. But there's no limit, and now is due to myself to show you guys that.
All right. Yeah, a couple little nuggets to take away. Here's the thing. Dude had it figured out in the first couple weeks of the season. He was absolutely scorching hot. And then all of a sudden you started to see a little tinkering, like little tinkering here and there. Now, again, who am I to sit in here and be like, hey, you're doing it wrong. I'm not that guy. There's no way. But we all saw it. We all go, wait, why is he leg kicking one at bat and not the next? Or why is it half of the leg kick it was previously? Hey, I'm going to defer to him and his expertise. But it was something that was glaringly obvious. You saw him.
Oh, yeah. They pointed it out many times throughout the year.
They would talk about it on the broadcast.
Side-by-sides. No one had more side-by-sides. Well, here he's doing this, and here he's doing this, and here he's doing that.
It was different, right? It was different. And so it's hard. I've heard from guys that played in the minor leagues, and they've told me there's nothing harder than getting somewhere, Ben, learning a new way to do things, seeing it not translate to instant success, and then saying, I'm just going to continue to do this because you told me to. And so now he's got a lot of years under his belt. He's got a lot of ABs under his belt. He knows his body. He knows the swing. I know he relies on his dad a lot to help him out with the swing. But it was the weirdest thing to watch a guy have results and go, I got to change it. It was very odd.
I see this in Xander Bogaerts as well.
All the time.
It's got to be one of the toughest things about being a baseball player, especially a hitter. You are going to go through slumps. You may be seeing the ball well, locked in, and you still are just not getting any hits. And then comes the dilemma. Do you stick with what you were doing that has worked well for you, but is not? Because you get that feeling like, if I'm not doing anything, then what am I even like?
Am I stagnant?
Am I stagnant? Am I not trying hard enough? Like, do I need to do more? Do I need to put more work in the cage? Do I need to tinker with my swing with the hitting coach? And we saw this from Jurickson Profar when he had his best season a couple of years ago in his last season with the Padres. Jurickson was finally like, I'm stopping tinkering. I know I'm a good hitter, and I will go through the good points and the bad points, but I'm not changing a dang thing the entire year.
Yep.
It worked for him, but there's other guys who they'll hit well for a month, and they'll go into a slump, and they don't change anything, and then the slump just continues. It's like, when do you pull the trigger on a change, and when do you just trust that I'm going to get out of it? Just don't change anything. It's got to be the biggest mind bender for a baseball player possible.
Love him or hate him, Manuel Arturo Machado has never once changed his approach. Never. Now, there are people listening right now that go, well, maybe if he changed it, he could hit 40 home runs, or maybe if he changed it, he could do this, or he would lay off this pitch or whatever. It's never changed. I don't think he's ever going to. Has there ever been a more confident, stubborn ball player in the history of baseball than that guy? I mean, it's like, it never changes. It's never, ever changed. He gets up, bats on his shoulder, he's wide open, he goes, and he tries to do damage. He doesn't overthink it. He doesn't. I'm going to ask him this year, because I talked to him about hitting last year. I'm going to ask him again. Why do you never tinker? Like, do you ever get the itch or the urge?
He might get mad at that question.
Do you tinker? No, I'm going to ask him, like, do you ever tinker? Do you ever tinker where we can't see it? Are you in the cages tinkering?
Trying different stuff.
Like trying different stuff, and you always just go back to what's comfortable. But
But then again,
J-Man says
no
if
one
that's the
puts up
case-
more consistent
Correct.
numbers than Manny Machado.
That's exactly right.
They never change.
J-Man says if that's the case, then Manny is holding us back from a championship. What? Like,
I think your point's the exact opposite.
It's the exact opposite.
Maybe more players should have more Manny
sticking to their plan that they're confident in, feeling good up
guess
there is 90% of the battle.
It's like a rush. It's like a gamble almost, like tinkering with your swing, right? Like, what if he does unlock something and all of a sudden we're talking about 40 home runs a year instead of 30? I can understand that, but ultimately you got to trust in the guys that have gotten to that level.
Yeah.
If they're going to just end up reverting back to like, this is what I know works.
J-Man says same result every year. Like, yeah, 25 to 30 homers and 100 RBIs every year. You're exactly right. And postseason is a different animal altogether. He needs to do more in the postseason. He would tell you that. But I will. It's not a one-man show either. Yeah, you gotta have a lot of guys that are clicking at the same time to win a World Series. So I'm not going to put that on Manny's back, but he doesn't deviate. He doesn't change it. He doesn't change it from pitcher to pitcher. And it's so tempting to be able to want to do that, I bet.
Just coming back from the Farmers Insurance Open, I will compare baseball players and golfers in one sense. They both have swings that are mechanical, and they are often practicing and working on. And golfers are like baseball hitters in that they'll go to the range with their swing coach, and they may change swing like in the middle of a tournament. They will make adjustments constantly.
It's crazy work, man.
But there are also guys who are like, nope, this is how I do it. Look like Jim Furyk. Like, weird swing, but man, he never changed it. Work for him. One of the craziest, I think, things about legendary sports figures is Tiger Woods, not once but twice, completely rebuilding his swing,
breaking it
from
down,
scratch,
starting
during
over.
his career, during his legendary career. Like, he was 3 different players, honestly, during his career. Most guys can't do that. I don't think most guys can do that. I think they're better off, and we see guys sometimes go back to finally realizing, I need to go back to what got me here in the first place.
Yeah,
they've made so many changes over the years, and they just lose touch with who they were and what made them good in the first place. And a lot of them find it again and go, I'm just going back to being who I was. And I needed to get back to that. Like, too much in their heads can mess them up so much. But there are guys who can incorporate small changes constantly just to get better and better. And if you can do that, that's great. But if you can't, then maybe you shouldn't be tinkering too much.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, like, hoping for a huge monster season from Fernando Tatis Jr. I think that would be the best.
Now, everyone says that at the beginning of the year, that they're poised for a monster season. You would be shocked if you heard anything else. But at the same time, I did feel a sense that he is in a good spot going into this season, or at least he feels like he's in a good spot.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, let's give away some spring training tickets. First pair, we're going to be giving them away all week here on our show, all month long. Here on 97.3 The Fan, an opportunity to head to the Peoria Sports Complex. Not only can you win a 4-pack of tickets right now by being the 5th caller at 833-288-0973, but you also qualify for a shot at our grand prize. That's 4 tickets to a Padres Giants game at Petco Park on April 1st. Get your spring training tickets now at PeoriaBaseball.com. Of course, we're going to be out there 3 weeks from today. With our first of 3 live shows from the back patio at the Peoria Sports Complex.
I'll be asking Manny why he doesn't tinker.
3 weeks from today. Well, Manny, first day he's going to go. I'll get you tomorrow.
How long are you guys here till? Wednesday? I'll get you Wednesday.
We should every one day only, Manny. We're here today. And go, wait, I thought you said no.
We extended our trip. We lied to you.
Does it every year. First day, he walks in.
What's up, fellas?
What's up, boys? How long are you here for?
Wednesday.
All right.
I'll see you then. We know.
Actually, to be honest, most of the players do that.
That's true, too.
Joe, even Crony.
Don't they want to get it over with? Just get it over with. I didn't want to get it over with.
I'd have to go back and look. I think the last show every year at spring training has like twice as many interviews as the
drinking
first
from
two.
the fire hose.
Yes.
last day.
Yes.
Except for, of course, last year when
we had no one.
Nobody was there.
Silt for an hour.
Yeah, 2 days only, and then surprise, we're actually here Wednesday for a last day for the guys that didn't make it on Tuesday. All right, we'll take our final timeout. Wrap things up. Going to be another big week here in San Diego. Set the stage for what's coming up here with Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. First, though, I mentioned it earlier, big week for football fans. Got the big game coming up on Sunday. It's your last chance to play Prize Picks Daily Fantasy. until next season. Yeah, it's a long off season. So if you haven't signed up yet, now is a great time to do it because you can start with an easy win, a max discount square for the big game by picking Drake May more than 1/2 of one passing yard. That means if he throws for 1 passing yard, that's a win. All you have to do is combine with one other player, set that lineup, and go. You're watching sports all the time. This is a way to turn that sports knowledge into actual cash, up to 2,000 times your money. Daily picks with Prize Picks. When you sign up, make sure you use the code KWFN. You're going to get $50 in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. That's $50 in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. Just use the code KWFN. Play however you like. You can even follow your favorites in the social feeds feature in the community copy lineups with a single click. It's Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for details.
He just here. I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Not that now.
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
it's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
Oh, that is not pleasant.
Hey, player. This is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Couple other sports notes from the weekend. Congratulations. The San Diego Seals finally won a home game.
Saw that.
Derek Togerson getting his first win.
Get that monkey off his back, dude.
Replacement, PA announcer, completing a road home sweep of the Philadelphia Wings and moving their record above 500.
Yes,
so
yes.
Positive there. And since, remember, on Friday we were a tennis show. Carlos Alcaraz.
Well, you were a tennis show. Yeah.
And today, a lot of people in the YouTube chat were also engaged in the tennis.
Yeah, they didn't know until you reminded them it was on, and so they left our program to go watch it.
Well, it's not on now because yesterday, Carlos Alcaraz beat Novak Djokovic in 4 sets to win the Australian Open and complete the career Grand Slam at the tender age of 22.
That is
already won
stunning.
all 4 tennis majors.
By the way, if you hate our show, there's probably a repeat of Dukes of Hazzard on somewhere if you want to go watch it now and don't want to listen to the last 16
But is it
minutes.
a Bo and Luke episode or a Coy and Vance episode?
I don't remember the Coy.
You don't remember Coy
I
and
don't
Vance?
remember
I
Coy
totally
and Vance.
remembered how incensed I was that as a child that they could just get rid of Bo and
Bo
Luke.
and Luke.
So the actors were
What was
like
it,
asking for more money.
contract
And they said,
dispute.
fine, we'll just replace you with your cousins Coy and Vance.
All right, next year, Coy and Vance
People
go
are
to spring training.
You know, people are watching for the general
I can't wait for their
Lee and-
fantasy camp coverage
Yeah,
next year.
Coy and Vance out here at fantasy camp. Ben and Woods are asking for 2. Coy, Vance, and Paul next year. Timu, Ben, and Woods in here in a year.
A couple other baseball notes is what we talked about, all the big moves over the weekend, but we did not mention the Sacramento A's giving a contract extension to shortstop Jacob Wilson, 7 years, $70 million. They've been spending quite a bit more than they have normally been spending in anticipation, obviously, of the move to Las Vegas in a couple of years. And I guess if you're an A's fan, it's a double-edged sword because you're happy. I mean, this is what you wanted.
Well, you're not happy at all.
I mean, if you're still an A's fan, you're happy about this. If you were a former Oakland A's fan who gave up on the team when they left, you're like, why didn't you do this when you were in Oakland? Why was it always the lowest payroll? You put nothing into the team, and then you say, well, no one's coming to the game, so we're going to move. And the second you do that, you open up the checkbook and start spending on players.
Sound familiar?
I mean, yes and no.
It sounds like the Chargers.
But the NFL was the salary cap league. It always was.
I
So they
understand.
always spent the same amount on their players before and
But like
after.
they got
And-
smarter and
they
drafted better.
They haven't gotten any better since they've gone to Los Angeles. They've been the same team they always were.
True.
Like sneak into the playoffs, be disappointing at the end. They're the same team they
It was
always
more
were.
little things like the Powder Blues full time.
Yeah. Yes,
drafting a
that's true.
quarterback like
That's
Justin
true.
Herbert. Social media, even like their social media team is
Unparalleled,
unbelievable.
yeah.
They're so good in the NFL.
I think they spent $1 million
And you go-
on them or something.
You couldn't even have given us that.
Yeah.
You upgraded even that part of your team upgraded.
I love this team. I love this A's team. I hate what they did to the city of Oakland.
Yeah.
I hate it. But I look at this.
It's an exciting young team.
They extended Jacob Wilson 7 at 70. They got Nick Kurtz under contract under control for another 5 or 6 years, 5, I believe. Tyler Soderstrom locked in 7 years, 86. Lawrence Butler, 7 at 65.5. Brent Rooker, 5 at 60. I mean, that core is so fun and exciting.
But
and
it would have been a fun, exciting core in Oakland.
It sucks. It absolutely sucks. And they're playing in Sacramento and, next Vegas. They got to build a fan base, but they got the guys again, man. Like, this is, I hate to say it, really, really smart business by John Fisher, and it just sucks. It sucks for those true fans of the Oakland A's that this is happening.
So torn because, my buddy lives up there now. He's probably going to get some tickets to the games. I'm going to want to go see that team.
What's there to be torn about? You got to go.
Because I feel bad it feels distasteful. Like, I know what it feels like to have your team ripped away from you, and it sucks.
Sucks. It does. But you got to go. It's going to be,
I can't
wait. It's going to be a stadium right on the strip.
It's 5 years,
fun young
5 years
team.
removed.
And it's like, this is what they count on, though. The time
passing.
Put an exciting team on the field in a cool stadium, and everyone's going to go, all right, it's been a few years. Who cares anymore?
I know. I look, I love Mark Kotze too. Like, I love Mark Kotze. I just love those players. I like the way they play the game of baseball, man. I can feel bad for Oakland and still go, hey, I kind of like watching these guys play ball.
Just be a little objective.
And kind of like showing those players to my kids, like that love baseball. Like, go look at these kids. Look how they play, man. They play hair on fire. They're so fun to watch, man. There's so many good, fun teams in baseball right now. It's really, one of the other reasons where it's like, there's so much to be excited for about the future of the game. And, he's screaming into a lockout in 365 days.
Obviously, there's NFL news and notes. We can get into it later this year. I mean, we're not at Radio Row, but we are in California for Super Bowl week.
We are here in California,
so
yep.
We are on the correct coast for the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl week this week.
So at some point we may mention that. But Woods wanted to spin the topic wheel. So let's get that done once. Out of traffic here, broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios. We know how. Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danek.
This traffic report supports a fentanyl-free America, brought to you by the San Diego DEA. Wrapping up our morning drive with one problem here. Northbound side of the 15 near Ocean View, two-car collision over to the right shoulder. Families laughing, parents cheering, futures filled with hope. The American dream is possible when our country is fentanyl-free. Protect communities, prevent fentanyl overdoses, and support those impacted. Learn how to protect your loved ones from fentanyl at DEA.gov/fentanyl-free. I'm Kelly Danek with Ben and Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Let's see what we got here. Probably got time for one. Simple. I like it. What is your favorite smell?
Ooh. Smell.
What's so funny over there?
Freshly ground coffee beans.
Oh, I thought you were going to say beef.
Ground beef. No, ground beef does not smell good at all.
Stroganoff.
Not even close. Maybe now roasting beef. It's barbecue. Sometimes the barbecue smells a little too smoky, overwhelms me. I love walking into like a good coffee shop and just that smell of the coffee always gets me.
Favorite smell? Well, since I quit smoking, it's probably cigarettes, to be honest with you.
Interesting.
I always say, like, I don't want cigarette smoke blowing in my face, and I don't.
The smoke or the actual just like
it's when
raw,
I walk. No,
like,
it's when I walk. Like, if I walk down the street and some guy is taking a breather from working at the restaurant and he's ripping one, I walk by.
That's gotta be for stale smoke is the worst.
Stale is terrible.
Yeah.
And also, since I don't smoke anymore, I don't want somebody next to me blowing it near me. Like I say it all the time in 7 Mile. I don't want somebody blowing at my face. But when I'm walking down the street and I go,
you start to levitate over.
Remember the cartoons where the thing, like the Wile E. Coyote would follow, and it would lead him over to it. That's what I do.
Like
Feed a pie in a windowsill.
Jordan says fresh cut grass. No, it makes me sneeze.
I can't stand that smell.
Julian says fresh baked sourdough. That's a really elite.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. Bee's knee says salty beach air. Not bad, but sometimes you get that funk
rank, fetid smell. Yeah.
Fishy smell,
Kelpie.
But if you have none of that, that's okay.
I like gasoline too.
Ooh, purple. The metallic dryer smell. That's not bad. Like
Oh, when
hot,
when
dryer
open the
sheet,
dryer?
dryer
Oh, yeah.
smell,
Oh,
clean
yeah.
laundry. That's a good one.
That's good. That's
Fresh,
good.
clean laundry.
Ooh, Melissa says fresh waffle cones outside an ice cream shop.
Okay, I
Oh.
like that too.
That's nice.
Damn good. Gasoline though. Like if I get a little on my
Gasoline?
finger,
Tiny bit, yeah.
I don't huff it. or
No, no,
anything.
no.
Just saying. I'm like I huff
It's
gas.
supposed to
and
be a
smoke
bad
cigarettes.
smell.
I love it.
It's a good smell.
I love that smell.
Isn't it weird how like the worst smells, if they're your own smells, they're not bad.
we don't
If
have
they're
to go
someone
to
else's
that,
smell,
yeah.
like your socks and stuff, they don't,
No, I don't.
they
I
don't
mean,
bother you as much when they're your own.
They do. I have one pair of shoes that I wear to coach in.
You
and
can
they reek.
Can you
They
be
reek.
disgusted by your own smells?
Oh, I'm
Oh, yeah.
disgusted by the smell of my coaching shoes. Yeah. Oh, old school pine tar. Yeah. I actually bought some pine tar. It's that Dr. Squatch pine tar.
Pine's good. Christmas
body,
tree.
Oh,
body,
yeah, yeah.
body scrub. It's incredible.
Does pine tar smell like pine at all? Or-
Yeah,
it does.
It's like George Brett in my shower. I
yeah,
love
when
it.
you
dude.
first bring in the fresh cut Christmas tree and your house smells like pine, that's a great
Oh,
smell.
it's fantastic.
Love that one.
Yeah, cinnamon. I like the smell of
Cinnamon's
cinnamon.
good.
Yeah, it's like cinnamon toast.
Cinnamon rolls.
Cinnamon
like
rolls.
Cinnabon at the mall. I won't eat it, but I will smell it all day
I
long.
love it. I love it. Oh, that's good. Dominic says my daughter's weird. She likes the way that tires smell.
Oh yeah,
I like that too.
Fresh rubber,
yeah.
fresh tires.
Yes, I love fresh rubber.
Walk into like a Firestone
Yeah,
office
just-
just to like, hey, do you guys have time to get me in today? You just walk in, you're like, oh my god.
It's so good.
And can we help you? No, I'm just here for the smell.
I'm here for the smell.
Car shop coffee as well, elite.
Yeah, that's can get a little stale sometimes, but I like the coffee shop, like the nice coffee shop. You walk in and
The beans.
the beans smells so good.
Yeah, I was thinking coffee beans or fresh dough.
A good bourbon with that vanilla.
Yeah.
Mm,
I'm
oaky.
hungry and I want to
Very
smoke and get
good.
drunk and huff gas. So mission accomplished here on Ben and Woods this morning. Excited about tomorrow. Huge day.
Uncle Teddy in
yeah,
studio.
just spinning some yarns. Can't wait.
That'll be great. We'll have an Aztecs game tomorrow. We got an SDFC game tomorrow. So we got a lot to look forward to this week.
same
Same time,
time?
7:30 and 8, but essentially, yeah, same time, same town.
All right.
No one really pays attention to scheduling conflicts in San Diego, do they? That's it for us. I got Braden and Frank coming up next. We are done. We will be back tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. for executive producer Paul Reindl and Stephen Woods. I'm Ben Higgins. Have a great rest of your Monday from all of us here at San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. So long, everybody.